Oh, fucking OBS is not picking up Discord's audio. What the fuck? But the people on my won't hear.
10 seconds.
It's rewind time.
Okay, it's good.
Okay.
Mark S. Brownlee.
Last session, you found yourselves together on a carriage bound for Galatia, the impromptu capital for this
The road
region.
so far.
One of the few places to truly establish itself after the calamity known as the 4-Hour War ravaged the land and caused the tear. The caravan was raided by bandits, and flaming arrows bound for you and fleeing civilians found their way into the carriages. After that, the party was knocked unconscious by an explosion, waking up hours later in dusk, knowing of 2 other survivors. Benwin, one of the caravan guards, who joined you on your journey, and the bandit captain, who had left sometime before you all awoke. After gathering your thoughts, you headed to a nearby abandoned hunting lodge to recuperate and prepare to finish the journey to Galatia on foot come morning. Arriving at the hunting lodge, you found it full of strange symbols and blood patterns, culminating in the discovery of stairs down to a cave below the house. The night was spent in peace. However, in the morning, you braved the depths of the cavern, finding more blood splatters and scattered skeletons, which were dispatched with ease.
Blood scatters and
I don't
splattered
remember
skeletons.
finding any blood splatters down here.
Yeah, I didn't either.
Me.
Yeah,
I
there's
put
no
one down
blood
here.
down here.
Shut up. There was blood. We're picking up as you staring it off into the darkness into the last branch of the cave. Start with a perception roll.
Oh shit. How do I play?
Roll the dice.
Can you
Yeah, I
actually
need to
see
figure
that?
out what
It looks
my-
blurry.
Okay, it's +3. Alright.
Oh yeah, I need my character sheet up. I forgot what mine is.
Wait,
He's
am
about
I
read
trying to
that off
perceive
me.
some type of smell? By any chance?
No.
Oh dear God.
I just felt like I needed to check, alright? Oh man.
Oh, he got a
Oh shit.
nat. Oh, she got a nat 20.
Damn, we're rolling hot.
Not me.
Hell yeah.
But you know what? This phone apparently is very bad at video.
What's your
Oh dear God,
modifier?
it is.
So you know what? I guess I can't do that this week.
I'm fine with it. What's
Okay.
your modifier? It's a 7 plus what?
2. So it's only a 9.
2.
Okay. Logan, what languages do you speak? Really quickly
I
before we do this.
speak boop 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 boop. Common
She's-
and abyssal.
Yeah, she speaks
Okay.
like 2 languages.
Okay.
Does
I'm
that
no
matter for me?
I also am able to speak boop 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 boop, but nobody can understand me because it's gibberish.
Yes, okay.
You hear
Sykes,
some boo boobs.
you hear what sounds a lot like chanting. You have no idea what's being said. However, Logan, you hear the same chanting, and you can make out a couple of words. Based on the tone and based on very few words that you can kind of catch from here, it sounds like pleas for acceptance and humbleness, and one word repeated a lot, Aldenach. Off coming from the general direction of the cave that you're looking into.
Alright.
Man, if only I didn't roll so shit.
Brandon, you hear nothing.
But I speak an extra language. She said she speaks common and abyssal. I also speak celestial.
Yeah, you do. I should also I really have to quickly change something in my OBS for not using the
Yeah, I can't. I have to wait till I can find a cheap version of your webcam, because that webcam's amazing.
It's a very good webcam. Definitely recommend.
That's right, that's
anyway,
prepared, and I got that extra
so-
spell slot. Okay, I'm good.
Logan, something that is going to come up in future is like whenever one person hears a perception roll, everybody else has to role play that they did not. They do not know what I just said unless you decide to tell them, and you do have to explicitly state that you tell them. Throwing that out there.
But like I got the chanting as well, though, right?
You heard chanting.
You just don't
You
know
have
what.
no
I
idea
didn't,
what's
I
been
didn't hear
said
that
or
name. Okay.
no, because you don't speak Abyssal, right? So you can't understand any. It just sounds
Gotcha.
kind of like chanting in some foreign language. And Brandon's standing there looking at you like no idea what you guys are so kind of intrigued by.
You guys hear that, right?
Hmm.
Everyone? Sounds like we got a few boyos down there.
I hate that your character said boyos. I hate it. I hate it.
Benwin also fucking clueless. He's like, hear what?
It sounds bad, and just fighting those one or two skeletons has hit me pretty hard. I didn't want to have to do this in front of you all, but don't be afraid. It's still me, and I'm going to wild form into a giant spider.
That's a pick.
So now you guys just see my Loxodon form not really change in mass, but change in shape where I get all these spindly legs just coming out of. Now I don't resemble a elephant at all, but rather a fucking disgusting ass spider.
Guess what? I don't think you can talk to us anymore now. Spiders
Yeah.
can't talk.
I haven't talked to you yet, so have fun with that.
You talked.
Giants.
I
But-
talked before I.
Yes, I know. You haven't talked to me, but you've talked.
Okay, so as a giant spider, I
I
am.
feel like I need to get more.
I'm going to go ahead and like stealth as well.
Okay, give me a roll.
Okay. 7. Right. It's +7, so it's good.
We
Not
need to
bad,
do
not bad.
that.
Do what?
Give yourself a little web.
Oh,
I approve of it.
We all know that you're Spider-Man.
and after I stealth, I'm then going to climb up onto the ceiling.
God damn it. Fucking sucks.
Well, I'll allow it.
Ah, no roll or anything.
I have spider.
Spike's got a
climb.
climbing speed. It's a thing it can do.
Yeah, it's just spider climb. I can climb onto the ceilings without need of ability checks.
Logan, you can speak. In
I
character.
didn't want to interrupt.
Wait till he's done. Do it now.
Yeah, that's how you don't interrupt. You wait till someone's done talking, then you talk.
It can be assumed it's done while it's happening.
It was not. It was just a joke.
So when a move says recharge, is that like how many turns it takes to recharge? Or
You have to roll a d6.
Okay,
And on a
roll
5 or a
D6.
6, it recharges.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yep.
Cool,
Okay.
cool.
Where are you going now? As a
Well-
spider on the ceiling.
Well, my equipment merged into my spider self, so
Correct.
the light that I was shining is now gone.
That would be correct.
I can
Which-
see
Oh, you
all of
can't.
you guys with my newfound dark vision, but
I could
Yeah.
always see all of us.
I
Suddenly
can't
dark
see
vision.
anything.
yeah,
Suddenly
neither can
Benwin and
Benwin.
Walker are stumbling around in the darkness.
That's right,
trying
your
to
eyes
figure
aren't
out where
actual eyes,
everything went.
right, Logan? So could I cast light on your eyes? Become high beams?
I think we went over this last time.
I
and
don't
said no.
remember.
It has to be on an object, and she is
Yeah.
not an object. You could cast it on her.
I would count that
dash.
including body parts.
Hmm.
Is like those are any part of a body is not an
You
object.
could cast it on my hat, but that would be
It might
extremely
be-
uncomfortable.
It might be best to
absolutely
cast
don't
it
have.
on Benwin's sword though, because he's going to kind of lead it now. Because I'm going.
He's actually
to...
he does have a long sword and shield. I know the icon's not accurate, but or a short sword and a shield. So you can cast on his shield. He would
Yeah.
absolutely be grateful for it.
Yeah, he would be the best one to have it because he would be heading the whole thing, and I'm going to. I'm not feeling like. Do I have any sense of what I rolled for stealth? Do I sense how well hidden I'm being?
Not, but you're confident that you're hidden. Pretty much, like you did your absolute best to be sneaky and hide. You're not sure whether you did or not, but you know that you tried your best, and that's pretty much it.
That's what counts.
I'm up there just like contentedly smiling with myself.
Yeah, your little spider fangs. Just give a little smile.
So I think I'm going to kind of like proceed a little bit on the ceiling,
Excuse me.
stealthing, just trying to get an idea of what's going on in there.
Okay. So,
I have
especially with the dark
60
vision
feet
now.
of dark
yeah.
vision.
You can now no longer
5,
tell us
10,
what you see, though.
15.
True facts, but I can know things, and
But as
I've
people
got a
see
health
you
buffer.
scuttle off, they're gonna kind of follow you as well, or at least
Yeah.
Benwin is.
Yeah, how
He's running away
How
from
high-
me. And he can't see, though.
Oh,
How's he
okay, I
scuttling
guess-
off?
Sorry, I assumed you cast. I assumed you were just gonna cast light.
That's why I moved up, so I could do that.
Just say you did it.
also
did that.
how high is the ceiling, and how far does the light shine?
It's not super
20
high,
feet and 20 feet.
Oh, okay. All right.
but with the shadows flickering as they are, it almost acts like a natural camouflage for you. So you kind of like it even conceals your movement better than if it was just pitch blackness.
Okay. And as you may or may not notice, as I'm continuing on, I am hugging my right wall again.
Of course.
But saying the left
God,
in
I
your
hate
head.
you.
So as Benwin comes around this corner
No,
here,
I said right.
I
But
thought.
it's actually left.
Oh, that's right. Oh, I actually looked at the thing
That
and
was
saw what you were
a
doing.
joke.
I gotta follow Benwin because he's late.
Yes, you would. I assume you would. So at that point,
I'm just kind of staying
Friends
here because
come
I haven't
back.
moved myself.
and a couple of skeletons pop up from the two bodies there. As soon as I
God,
can
that-
find.
What bodies?
Such a good weakness for a
icon.
demon hunter. Can't see in the dark.
Well, just like get yourself some goggles or something at some point.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna be flattening myself onto the ceiling, just being as far away from these guys as possible.
Everybody but Sykes roll initiative. Sykes
that's
has
right.
not been spotted yet. He's not in combat.
I've got to do a roll here. Do I have
Um,
modifying?
Well, I want to
don't.
be in combat, so can I just go ahead and roll?
Oh, you
initiative?
can. If you would like, you can
These
drop down on
dice
them
fucking suck too!
Well,
I'll
I
give you
want
a surprise round first. Like you get to go once first.
Oh, well, can I surprise do a ranged attack?
As a.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, while if you want to do it while you're still in the ceiling, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's so I can just go ahead and do it right now.
We'll start with that.
All right, so there's one like right under me, right? I can't. yeah.
Correct.
That one I'm just going to go ahead and use my web. It's +5 to hit.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Could find where.
ooh, oh, what?
Skeleton
It looks. Does it look cocked for anyone else?
It looks
little bit.
cocked
It
for
really
me, too.
does look
That's
look
really
cocked.
silly. But
Right
okay,
in the
we're
middle.
just gonna go. with
How
what
is
it
that?
It
says.
says 9.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
14.
Well, luckily for you, you hit.
Yes. All right.
Skeletons are very low
Um,
ACs.
So the target is restrained by webbing. You have to make a DC 12 strength check on his turn to try and get unrestrained.
Right.
They can be attacked and destroyed. They have 5 HP. Yeah. Okay, so that's it. He's pretty much just stuck. And that was my surprise. Surprise.
Okay. Do you move
Surprise,
at all? 'Cause
motherfucker.
that can part of your surprise round.
I think I'm fine here.
Okay. So then, what do we got? Rolled. That 14 was for the initiative. I just had to. I had to really think about it there for a sec.
Yeah, that 14 wasn't initiative. I need to figure out. Wait, my bonuses will be different in this one. What do you add to? Is it
Dex.
dexterity? Okay, so it's +3.
Yeah. And I wish
Oh, wait. Critical fail on initiative, which means you
Oof.
go last,
you
regardless.
did get a surprise round at least.
Yeah, it doesn't matter on initiative, but still, it hurts. Just getting it out of the way. Just
It
getting it out of the way.
kind of matters.
Well, you don't get a critical fail on initiative.
It technically is because you go last.
I mean, not
even-
necessarily.
Even if someone
could've-
with a modifier of negative, they get a 1, they still go ahead of you.
What? Oh,
Well-
you mean with the negative modifier added,
Yes.
they get a 1.
Yes. They
Oh,
will
wait,
still go
is
ahead
that-
of you. You go last regardless of what anyone else rolls.
Oh,
If
I
someone
didn't know
rolls
that.
lower than you plus your bonus, they still go ahead of you. Because it's
So
a
if you
nat
roll
1.
a 20 and your bonus doesn't bring you higher than someone who didn't roll a 20, you still go before them?
If it's a nat, depends.
nat
Yeah,
20.
we'll probably
I mean,
always go
that's
first.
a DM homebrew rule. But yeah, I would rule it if you rolled a 20 on initiative,
All right.
and even if somebody's added up higher, you'd still go first, just because I mean you rolled a 20, and that's cool and not common.
Cool.
Sorry, I'm just.
I wish
There's-
my rolls didn't suck.
You say
Yeah,
that
that's
to
okay.
me who just rolled a 1?
Sykes, all of my rolls have been shit. All of them.
So,
All of them.
Dallin, when you're taking down their rolls, are you taking down what it says? Because it doesn't look like they're adding the modifiers.
I add the modifiers in my head.
Ugh, you guys are the worst.
It's easier.
I was scrolled to the other page of my character sheet. I didn't feel like scrolling up.
I just push up and then I change what the plus is. All right, so what's going on? It's not me.
Logan,
No,
how
it's
do you
not.
scroll on a
It's
sheet?
actually
Is it webbed boy?
you web the one below you.
Yeah.
No, it's the other
Ah.
boy.
Damn. That would be
Yeah.
funny.
I'm just going from top down. Oh no, wait, no, it's totally the web boy.
Yeah.
So he's
He
kind of
has-
worthless.
Yeah.
He can spend an action.
Yeah, it's either an action to do the strength check or an action to attack it. It has 5 HP.
The skeleton's just gonna struggle.
All right. well,
Manage to make it out.
one asset.
Yep, and then he is going to, if I can avoid double, I'm just gonna move you. Going to run up to Benwin because you are out of reach, and await his next turn
Yeah, I was about to say, what can he do now?
and stop.
And scene.
Speaking of our good friend, Benwin's turn, and he's just gonna attack with his short sword.
Oof.
And he's gonna.
That one's
miss.
fucking cocked too.
They've all been cocked today. I don't know why, but they've just been cocked. Okay, so that was his turn. Logan, you're up.
Okay. I mean, I guess I should use Hunter's Mark.
Should you?
That is usually a good call.
That is correct,
Like-
Logan. You should.
99.99% of the time.
Mm-hmm.
Which one?
The one that isn't webbed, I guess.
Well,
Neither of them are web now.
Oh,
broke
the one
out.
that wasn't webbed, I should say.
Okay.
so the green boy.
I'm going to.
Oh, is the other one not green? Oh, it is.
Now it's like leather. So brown.
It's very small. Let me
I'm
zoom
gonna give him
in.
that
I
little
zoomed in.
icon in the corner. Yeah, I'm also quite zoomed in.
There we go.
Okay, so he has been 100's marked.
Okay.
Does the dice always stick to the center of what you see? Or
Yes.
okay, so if you're like
Yeah, it's
zoomed
just on
in,
your screen.
so if you zoom in, it won't be outside your zoom in.
Yeah,
Correct.
it always bounces off of the borders.
Good to know, because
Um,
it seemed like the one down rolled was off my
So,
screen.
Hunter's Mark was your bonus
is
action,
that,
right?
yeah, that's a bonus
Yeah,
action.
so you can still take an attack.
Yeah.
And move.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I'll shoot him.
Probably a good call.
Give
me a roll.
What's the confusion here?
What am I rolling?
It's what, the D20 plus 6?
I guess.
That will hit.
Ooh, yeah.
Give me that damage roll.
I hit them with a 14. So the one
Their
with the
AC, their
axe-
AC is 13.
What am I rolling
both
for
of
this
them,
again?
alright.
It's a longbow, right?
Yeah.
So D8
Yeah.
plus your dex is 4. Your dex plus is 4.
Yeah.
Okay, so D8 plus 4 plus a D6.
The D6 is for Hunter's Mark.
Yeah, it's a D6, right?
Let me check.
Because I don't remember.
Yeah, 1d6, yes.
Cool. There you go. Yep. Because it gets caught on the edge of the screen and it's cocked. Okay, so he takes 7 points of damage
Ouch.
as the arrow glances off of one of his ribs. Okay. And then guess whose turn it is? He's actually going to run up right at you.
Oh.
And he can attack.
He is not a happy boy. And he's going to attack. And
Nice.
flub.
That's an oof
hardcore.
no.
That's a hard
No.
oops no.
How dare you mark me have a light grazing.
Clearly the graze on his rib wounded him more than he thought. Okay, Andre is up.
Finally, I'm gonna get to miss. I gotta bring up my spellbook app. I forgot to do that. Oh, there it is. Do I want to use this?
I mean, if it makes you feel better, Logan did 7 damage out of a potential, 18?
Yeah.
I want to try to use this because I don't know if it'll work, but I'm gonna try.
Go for it.
I'm gonna try to cast Infestation on the green boy.
Okay.
Interesting.
Don't remember how it works, so just
You cause a cloud of might, sleeves, and other parasites to appear momentarily on the creature you can see within range. The target must succeed on a Constitution saving throw. It takes 1d6 poison damage, which I don't know if skeletons can take poison damage. Gonna find that out. Move 5 feet in a random direction if it can move and its speed is at least 5 feet. Roll a d4 for direction. It's just gonna be amusing, if anything. I also forgot the roll command /roll. First of all, I didn't roll
you don't
yet.
have to roll the hit.
I don't?
You don't have to roll the hit.
I don't? Are you sure?
Doesn't
And
sound like it. It's a save. If it'll either, like, spells or attacks either require a roll from you or a roll from me.
also,
Generally not both.
what's the modifier? Because if it doesn't beat 15, it fails.
It appears unaffected.
Not even the...
You think the spell took hold, but it doesn't appear to kind of have an issue with anything.
I kind of figured it wouldn't do anything.
None of the
Yay.
mites and fleas can really get purchase on bone.
Yay.
Okay,
now
Sharov's
have, like,
turn.
Bunch of bugs crawling over it. It's like
Alright.
even
Yeah.
less nice for us to hit. Like, oh, I don't want to touch it now.
Haha. All right. So I am going to web the axe boy again. All right.
Okay.
Ah,
Ooh.
Oof, no.
well, it's my turn.
Ooh.
I did it, guys.
And on the bright side, since my spell had no effect, I probably won't have aggro.
Back to the top of the turn order, and it is you ping again. That guy. And he, since he really hasn't, been affected by anything, he's gonna attack Benwin. And almost roll a 20. But that will miss.
Oh, I don't I can't remember if I casted mage armor or not. Oof.
Did you have it before we
Oof, I don't remember.
Hey,
And I never
I'm gonna
changed my
say-
AC because I
I'm gonna
thought
say
I'd
you
be able to
have it
remember.
then,
Okay.
just because if you're not sure. Okay, so skeleton 1, very underwhelming. Benwin returning the favor will hit.
God damn.
Thank fuck.
Yeah? Thank fuck.
It's a very glancing blow. It
But
really
it
barely
connects.
even makes it through the cloth. But it's damage on the otherwise unwounded skeleton.
And as he looks past the skeleton up to the ceiling, he sees this giant spider on the ceiling just like doing this kind of like cheer motion with its arms. Just kind of like going like, yeah, you did it.
You did it. Okay, Walker, you're up.
Okay. So I got my bow out, right?
You do. I feel like my Streamlabs stuff is not working.
Why do you feel that?
Reasons.
Hmm.
I'm getting emails that I'm not seeing.
What are you getting, followers?
Like that.
I mean, I guess I should probably pull out a knife. Because if I pull out both knives, that's my turn, right?
Yes, that is.
I could pull out one knife and then hit that guy.
Or you could leave him for what's your name, Adria or something like that.
Andrea?
Andrea.
Adria.
I don't remember. You never.
It starts with
you
an
haven't
O,
said-
not an A.
You haven't
Does start with
said
an O.
anything yet. You
Udria.
could always just shoot the other one.
Could shoot
Could
the
always
other one.
shoot the other one. That is
Also, now that I
absolutely
know
an
that
I do more damage against this one, potentially.
this one,
This
she
is
she
true.
does nothing, we know nothing.
option. Hunter's mark will apply as well. So
Oh, that's what you mean.
Could you move Hunter's Mark as like a bonus action or
Oh.
something?
There is something like that, isn't there?
yes.
No, only if the target drops to 0 hit points.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Well,
okay. But does he have any hit points if he's already dead? I mean,
Yes.
technically.
He's undead. He's not dead. There's a difference, Isis.
Absolutely.
The opposite of dead.
Arguments that
I mean, really, guys, let's think about it.
yeah, I'm absolutely not getting a
So I
lich.
think I'm gonna pull out a knife and attack this boy.
Just shank him.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, it's quite a large knife.
It's also going to be an attempt to shank. We don't know if she's going to shank yet.
That's
me-
not a knife.
Give me a shank roll.
This
So
is a
D20
knife.
plus what now?
Your dex modifier plus your proficiency.
Okay.
So it's supposed to start snowing, but it's not snowing.
Anywhere from 0 to 100 feet of snow.
That's
Oh,
a
that'll hit.
21. Yeah, that'll definitely hit.
That'll hit. And they're short swords, right? That we've reflavored as big knives.
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
Bowie
okay.
knives.
Then it's a D6 plus your dexterity modifier. So
So D6 plus 4.
plus, so sorry, 2d6 plus 4 because Hunter's
yes,
Mark.
Okay.
What
Right, of
is a
course.
I remember
short
that.
sword but a reflavored big knife? Honestly.
Really?
Fucking
That's-
I'm
12
that's
I'm
damage.
thinking
solid.
like
Fuck.
big ass frontier knives.
Okay, you take a solid chip out of that skeleton's skull. Still standing, looking a
Damn.
lot worse for wear. Okay, Andrea's turn.
Okay. I take it I can't see. How does one? That boy, can I? I don't think I can. But if I move here, I can.
If you move there, you absolutely can.
And I'm gonna use frostbite on him. Make a con saving throw.
Oh my god!
I'm done. I'm
so
done.
sorry.
I'm done with
I
this
don't
game.
want
Fuck
this.
this game.
I don't want this.
I do nothing.
I don't want this. I swear. This is not what I want.
I am the worst fucking sorcerer ever.
You'll get better once you
No,
get
I won't.
abilities that do
No, I
damage.
won't.
No, once you get abilities that do damage no matter what,
Oh, I could have used
You'll get
magic
better.
missile and it did damage no matter what, but I didn't.
you also could have done
Brandon, I've shot 2 webs. One of them didn't take.
that. One
What?
of them was broken out of immediately.
Yeah.
I used 2 spells. Neither of them took. One of yours at least
Oh.
took.
Brandon,
For
one of your spells
a-
took, it just didn't
an
do
action.
anything.
Okay, Sharav's turn.
All right.
All right.
Yes.
Let me guess.
Do I even have to say it? What?
Oh no!
Dude, yes, you do have to say it.
Well, that's my turn.
I'm sorry.
Damn it.
You were saying, Brandon? I've
You're
rolled
you're
a
peppering
6
the
every
ground.
time.
You
You're
say that,
peppering the
but
ground around this guy with webs, and he's
I'm also
just,
taking
you
last
can't hit
session
him.
into account where my rolls were still terrible.
Well, if he happens to like step on my web, I'll know exactly where he is. Because I've got web sense. Despite being able to see him clearly. I'll just be able to see him that much better.
Can you just see him, or does that allow you to like feel him?
Yeah, I can feel him. Just the
Ooh.
part that touches my web though.
Just like his boot.
Yeah. Ooh, cold. Ugh.
Okay. So with that done, it's Skeleton One's turn again. He's gonna attack
Can we-
Benwin.
Demote him to skeleton.
No. Throws off all my numbers.
I vote to demote.
Okay. He can't break through Benwin's guard. He just hitting the shield, parried by the short sword, no matter what. And Benwin's gonna retaliate and actually land another hit.
Oof. really
Damn it.
doing this chip damage.
You have no idea. Okay, Walker. It's your turn.
Okay. So now I'm gonna take out my additional long knife
Correct.
and attack this boy above me.
Mm-hmm.
Also known as in front of you. I'll be
Whatever.
the boy above.
Sykes is the boy above.
Of course.
Okay, give me rolls. I assume you're gonna use your bonus action to do a second attack
Um,
with your offhand.
sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Matt.
Like, why wouldn't you?
The only difference to that is you're gonna roll damage a little differently.
Oh,
I
okay.
mean, since you've got the two short
Didn't she-
swords, you should
Didn't she
do it.
just pull out her second?
She pulled out her second, so she's got both in her hands, and she can.
But doesn't it like?
Pulling out a
wait.
sword is a free action.
Oh,
Pulling out a weapon is a free action.
gotcha.
It's considered like a free world interaction or something.
Actually,
That'll take. Give me a second. If that's what you're going to use your bonus action for, I'm kind of
Mhm. Mhm.
Okay. Give me another roll. Same numbers for the attack roll.
Sorry, what?
Just give me another roll with the same numbers to see if you hit with your second weapon.
Oh,
he wants to
okay.
see
Like
if you
that-
hit
that's
with
your
both
main
of them
hand.
first. Oof.
You do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You do quite well. Okay. Now for damage, it's going to be 2d6 because
Mhm.
both, or 3d6 because both short swords
Mhm.
and the hunter's mark.
Mhm.
Plus
Arfion's probably
4.
dead anyways.
Plus what now?
Just
4.
Just plus 4.
Okay.
You don't add your dex bonus to the second roll, so only 1/4.
13 damage.
I think it's dead.
Okay. You finish chipping away at that guy's skull and just shatter it.
Nice.
It's just one blow, two blows, comes apart, scatters across the floor. This man is a dead.
Does it make like a satisfying xylophone sound?
Oh, absolutely.
Nice.
It is the most satisfying xylophone sound you've heard. Because really, you haven't heard it before. Okay. It was about to be his turn. You stopped that short, so now it's Andrea's turn.
I'm attempting the same thing again.
To a different
Okay.
boy.
Do another con saving throw.
Fucking hell.
I do nothing again.
Sykes.
Yay, I'm helpful. Haha.
Ooh.
No web for you.
Okay, I'm gonna walk over here. Well,
Well, that worked.
Above him?
skitter over above him, and then I'm gonna drop down and bite attack him.
Okay. Give me a roll for that.
All right.
You are going to be behind him when you land, however, in the square over, because you can't occupy the same space.
Ah.
That'll hit.
Okay.
Now roll the damage.
It is 1d8 plus 3 damage.
So I like how there's only 6 numbers on the
And
D20.
then there is
Oh, wait.
there is a DC 11 con save that he has to make.
For what?
Poison damage.
It's a skeleton.
Yeah,
don't.
I know.
He's fine.
Okay, he's a skeleton. Though, so he's
Yeah, I know
like
that
I said,
because
he's
mine
fine.
did nothing.
Yeah.
But I
figured
didn't convey that.
That's why I was trying to like rely on the web this entire time instead of going in because
You still did damage, though.
But like I was saying, I like how there's only 6 numbers on the D20. As if it has no modifier, that would stop Frostbite from working. And it's happened twice in a row.
I
Alright.
know. I'm sorry.
I
I'm
have a
rolling way
question
too well.
about web. Since it's a ranged
Mhm.
attack, do I have disadvantage if he's in melee range?
Yes.
Okay.
From that position, you would have
Also, if he's
disadvantage.
prone. Because ranged on prone targets
Yeah.
is also disadvantage.
But
Sorry, so you dropped
don't-
and landed on top of him?
Yeah.
Roll me another d6.
Oh, okay.
You landed on him with force. You are a big spider.
Yeah, I'm a giant spider.
Okay. And strangely enough, you feel like landing on him was the more effective part of that attack.
What? I did 7 piercing damage.
It's a skeleton. Piercing's not going to do much.
Ah,
You need bludgeoning. Or slashing, I think. Probably bludgeoning.
Bludgeoning,
Yeah.
you say?
Bludgeoning, he says.
It's a skeleton. It just makes sense to bludgeon it to death.
All right. Well,
What if I
that's my
ropes minute to
that's
death?
my turn.
What?
Nothing.
So,
It's gonna stay right here.
so that skeleton kind of surprised, strangely enough, by the dropping spider, even though webs have been fired at it multiple times from
Hey,
above.
I got him once. He should have known I was there.
Should have, didn't. Is going to continue his assault on Benwyn because he's just kind of, going for it and failing. Still. Wish I was rolling like this when it came to saves.
Yeah, then I could actually do stuff. I could make that
Okay.
skeleton have disadvantage on attack rolls.
That's Benwyn's move. Benwyn also misses. Walker, you're
I'm still giving him the spider cheer.
up.
Just like
As
two
if
front
your
legs
back,
going
like,
up.
It's
Or the back
middle
ones.
2 legs so that you can still stand on the other ones.
So now, because it's now a new turn,
It is in turn.
I can use a bonus action to mark a new boy out.
Correct.
Okay.
You actually probably could have done that last turn.
No, she used her
I
bonus
couldn't.
attack.
It has to
or
be a
action attack.
subsequent. No, it has to be a subsequent turn.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Really?
You also
Yes.
used your bonus action to do the
I
second
did
attack.
also use my bonus action, but it specifically says in the spell it has to be a subsequent turn.
Gotcha.
So I'm gonna do that, I guess. And
Set
what
me
the fuck was that?
mute, not
What
me
was that
probably.
noise?
I should also mumble less.
Oh.
Yeah.
So, and then I guess I should. I don't know. How does putting away both of my knives work?
If you drop them on the ground, like the bow,
Right.
I assume because you would have had to drop the bow to pull out
Yeah.
the weapons.
True.
That's the true.
You can. I will give you that you can pick up the bow and fire it, but it will be at disadvantage.
Okay.
There's mark this one.
So I could saunter over there.
Yep, you could make that because it only requires you to go up and around Benwyn.
Yeah.
I mean, really, it's only 10 feet movement.
I guess I should do that. Where's my mouse? There's my mouse.
Where is it?
Okay.
So you only get one attack because of the fact that
Yeah.
you've used your bonus action already.
That's
It'll still hit.
God,
Give me that
what are you
damage.
gonna Give
What
us
ends
some
up?
of
Which
your
one was
rolls.
that?
Well, me at least.
Your short sword, so D6, 2d6 plus 4.
There it is.
Nice. So once again, you smash down on the skeleton's skull with all your might, basically trying to recreate the noise, I assume, from the last one. You just want to hear it again. And you're successful.
Nice.
There's a satisfying tinkle as the skeleton's skull shatters into bits.
I was helpful.
And
Well,
as he,
technically I was, because they wouldn't be able to see if I didn't do light
Yeah.
beforehand.
Yes.
So
you were
technically I'm helpful.
as it shatters, I jump onto its corpse and hold up 2 of my arms to Benwyn and Walker for high fives.
Benwyn will very hesitantly high five you.
And I fully understand why. I'm a spy.
visibly nervous about it.
Walker seems confused about the gesture and shakes your hand.
I am a little confused too, and I skitter up to the ceiling.
Okay.
We don't really shake a lot where I'm from. I feel it's
So.
best to just move on.
While you're looking around, now that you've finished the combat, you can kind of see a little bit more of this room. This one kind of totally empty. There are 2 branching paths, however, that can be taken.
Well, we know which one I'm taking.
So I don't have to worry about like picking up my bow again, do I?
I'm
No,
just gonna
you-
assume that you do.
Yeah. Okay.
Nah, she just wants
I
to leave
just was
behind.
I mean,
was
it's not
wondering
it's
that.
not assumed that we looted those things. I know
No.
It's
I,
not assumed that you looted the
I
didn't.
things. This
I
is
don't.
correct.
Shurov just didn't care.
I
Well, I'm
don't
gonna
care.
loot this fucker.
Okay.
Skeletons usually don't have good stuff anyways. Like a rusty shield and rusty sword.
I don't know if we
I don't
looted
think she's
the
going
other 2
for-
either.
No, you
I'm just
didn't.
Yeah. Shurov didn't care. He doesn't quite understand the concept of, we're dungeoning for loot.
Okay, you find 5 gold
Ooh.
on both skeletons. And that's kind of
Ooh.
like you search them. It's not, one of them has a pocket sewn into his clothes. He's got 3, and the other one has them tucked away in his boot. But
Makes no
you
sense.
found some gold.
Yeah,
I mean, they were alive at one point, and they had the money on them.
Shurov wouldn't have known what to do with that.
Yeah.
He would have
You can-
probably just thrown it to the side.
From the way that Walker loots, you can kind of tell that once upon a time he was on a battlefield or 2.
Mm-hmm. I definitely looked for dog tags on the skeletons as well.
Did not find any.
Okay.
With a passive perception of 10, did I notice how well Walker was looting?
I mean, if you would have just glanced over at any point during the process, it was very, very.
You have many
efficient.
eyes.
Almost machine-like. Some would say.
Almost.
Would you say my special eyes would have seen it?
Yeah, you
my
probably
many
would have caught it.
Special eyes.
Okay.
The way you said almost machine-like makes it sound like Sharav doesn't currently know that Walker is a machine. Like he's just starting to realize, he seems a little robotic.
He wouldn't know what a robot
Shurov-
is.
Shurov is well aware that you're, in Shurov's terms, a mechanism. Or
Uh-huh.
machination, I should say.
Machination.
Yeah.
I am
Alright.
absolutely not measuring how far you
I
can
can
see,
tell.
but it's not a
Yeah.
big deal.
I could see much further than
I'm just kind of disheartenedly just following behind everyone because I can't do shit.
Okay. Oh, curves.
Okay, you can see you should be able to see the edge of the
Yeah,
map.
I can.
No.
I can. I just assumed it would be a little end right there.
Okay. I just want to say this was a pain in the do.
All right. I like how everyone's still just following me. I have a
You're-
very simple plan to move forward.
You're kind of you are in front. I mean,
I'm
were the
on
first.
the ceiling.
You were the first one to move. You guys can see well enough in this side hallway that you figure it goes right back around.
Wow. Fake choices.
Yeah.
What is this? That one.
And fucking Mass Effect 3.
What if you come
guys.
here and follow the left wall?
Yeah, like
I'm kind of glad you didn't.
Well,
Stuck
I
in a
was,
fucking loop forever.
So
I was just gonna say that I think Dallin put this whole thing in afterwards just because he was that strategy.
So give me another perception roll,
Everyone?
everyone.
What was it plus again? Well, no, my first perception was as me. What is perception plus?
Well,
What?
perception, the way wild shape works, you keep your stats like wisdom and
If it's
and
not
whatnot.
lower, well, you don't go lower. You only go higher. If there's a
Yeah, you keep
higher
whichever's
thing.
higher.
Oh, really?
I assume that Shurov's would be higher.
Okay.
As
So,
Shurov.
So it's
Can I
it's
zoom in?
wisdom. Which is
Oh
a plus
boy!
3, and
Thank you
yeah,
for a nat 20 on perception!
his
Mm.
wisdom is a lot worse than Shurov's. Nice. All right. I didn't know you kept the better of the two.
Yeah, you
just
don't get
replaced-
worse.
Huh.
Hi, Hannah.
Oh, I see
So
Hannah's in your chat, huh?
Hi, Hannah.
at this point,
Wow.
Chanting's probably pretty loud, right?
actually, you hear dripping water, but silence other than that.
Would my
And
ability to smell things carry through?
no,
spiders
because that's a
have noses?
Loxodon specific thing.
Yeah,
I was
okay.
gonna say, and I don't think
Since
spiders
it's
really.
a racial feature.
Well, because he said water, and I don't think it's water. I think it's
actually-
blood.
Actually, Andrea can tell
Yay.
the droplets are weirdly spaced out. It is a lot thicker than water. Thicker
Okay,
even
so
than
not
blood.
I
Oil.
okay.
Oil.
I was gonna say, I wonder
Oil.
what is a common saying that something is thicker than water.
It could
Blood.
be web.
That's why I clarified. It could be web.
Maybe it's oil.
Liquid web. You gonna oil yourself up?
She would. Don't tempt her.
Well, if it is oil, she's just
What do
gonna
you think
do
is
it.
kept in her gallon hat?
It's only a
10
single
gallons of
gallon.
oil, motherfucker.
Okay, of course I picked like
Pain
the
in the
wrong way
ass.
to go around to see. So there's this little thing. God damn. Just get us to the fuckers. What
Oh
is
god,
this?
I scrolled all the way across the fucking map.
Can we just auto path to the end? Oh god! Oh, it doesn't split. That's a dead end. That's okay.
Okay, I'm here now.
Yeah, take a big
Okay.
leap.
So at this point, you hear, or not you hear, you see a little bit of light coming from around the corner. And it's kind of flickering and guttering, makes you think of a candle on its last legs.
I wonder if. Never mind.
Yes, so this is going to matter. I get the ruler out. Okay. Okay. Well, Sykes,
Yeah.
give me another stealth roll. Actually, everybody give me a stealth roll.
Okay.
Let's see. What is my stealth?
Fucking Benwin's fine.
Plus 4.
I don't have any plus.
Oh. So, as everybody enters the room very, very quietly,
It doesn't look like I
Um,
entered the room though.
you kind of. This is kind of why I haven't said anything about you. So this is kind of what Shurov sees, and so there's as you kind of focus on the cultists and where the candles are lit. So actually, you can kind of see a little bit more because there are candles over here, and that's kind of the
It's a dead
flickering
body.
that you're seeing. And you see 3 cultists, and then the candles kind of gutter out, and looming over these cultists, you see a very black, like almost unnaturally dark, like pulling in light from around it,
It's oil.
with a stark white porcelain mask pointing directly at you before disappearing. The cultists, seeing the figure pointing at you, turn around.
Giant spider on the ceiling.
And
Or
with
maybe
their
not.
lack of light, and them being humanoid, they can't really see you. But they hear a certain somebody scuff their boot on the floor, and they know that there's somebody there.
Also, they'd probably see the light from Benwin's shield.
They would also absolutely see the light from Benwin's shield.
That's what I was thinking about, whether I should cancel that or not. I decided not to.
So from around the corner here where you guys are at, you're going to hear scuffling feet running at you.
Are we
Oopsies.
gonna
Let's not
initiate?
grab.
You don't grab
Yeah,
the
they're
good
gonna
guy.
get. They're gonna get to about here, and
What?
once people see them. Sorry, actually, you can. What do you want
Yeah.
to do? What do you want to do while they're there?
I want to skitter back
Because you
to
have
here, and I want to start creating a big web that covers this entire entryway.
Okay. You're gonna have to explain how that works.
I'm
I
not
don't currently have
entirely
the spider. Okay, let me.
There's nothing here that talks about me laying a web other than my web action. But I
Right.
have web sense that when something touches my web, I assume I can.
Yeah,
make
you have
a
to be able to
web.
make web, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're just kind of trying to.
And I'm a giant spider, so I figured this like little choke point right here would be, pretty somewhat logical for me to be able to get.
So you just kind of want to create like a bit of a
Just a
trip
like
wire almost out of web.
closer to a deterrent. I'm going to put up a web there that they could probably, with a little bit of resistance, get through.
Oh, okay.
And
So you're
then-
trying to make a cobweb that they're gonna be like, oh, but I don't like walking through cobwebs.
Kind of, but like with the remainder of my time before they get to it, I'm gonna continue to try and reinforce it to something that could actually like restrain them.
Unfortunately, they're going to sprint up and they're going to get there within one turn, and that won't be enough time for you to actually create anything that'll even slow them down.
But it'll
You'll
be
have time-
something that does cover the entire area.
It'll
right?
be closer to like a rope tied between the 2 points that you would then be able to build off of normally if you had more time. But as of right now, they're charging at you. You won't be able to complete any kind of complex structure that'll actually hold them back.
But it doesn't. What he's saying is it doesn't have to hold him back. It just has to
Or not
cover
hold
a
them
large
back, but-
area so he can then web sense.
Yeah, I wouldn't need to make the line that you build off of because it's a cave.
So you're trying to do it on the
right?
you're trying to do it on the ground?
Well, I'm using the cave walls and the ceiling. I don't need a line then, right? Because I can just go from the ceiling to the ground, the wall to the wall.
Well, the trouble being is that you can use it like once, right?
Yeah.
And then you'll have to recharge it,
Mm-hmm.
and then they'll be there.
Yeah. Look,
Which means you'll get like one strand out of it.
no, it is enough to restrain one of them. in
Yeah, but it's
one
also
shot.
it's also a 15-foot wide or almost 15-foot wide cavern.
I'll give it 10. Okay, fine.
Like
So
12.
So it doesn't.
Unfortunately, you can kind of you can, if you want to like smear it on the ground, basically, I will do that, and it will give you advantage the first time you attack one of them that's kind of touching it. Basically, to give you like a guiding helper.
Nah, I should have started it earlier. It like
Okay.
I'm gonna just have it's just gonna be one of Shirav's half-assed ideas. All right.
Okay.
He thought he might do something with it. They're gonna show up and there's gonna be this really just like if anything,
Cobwebby.
they're gonna be taken aback by how half-assed it is.
What kind of lazy ass giant spider did this?
The not giant
Um,
spider kind.
God, I keep grabbing the guy, and I don't want to. Just give me the people. So basically, they charge up.
Ooh, you can rotate them all.
Yeah, I can grab them as a whole group. So this guy is actually going to stand a little bit back. And everybody roll initiative for me. Now that you're in open confrontation. Benwin is going to be kind of beside you.
Hey, not shitty.
It's plus dex, right? We said that?
Yes.
Alright.
And there you go. Sykes can have my shitty roll.
What? I rolled a 1 last time.
Quiet you.
Give them to Logan.
Okay.
I can't. She went before me.
Made a very interesting set of rolls here.
Well, it's all up to you, Brando.
So you've got.
I don't want to go first, actually. That's bad.
I didn't roll Benwin's as well. I should do that. Oof.
Okay, Benwin has your
I'm
shitty roll,
not
Sykes.
last.
Oof.
That's an oops now.
It's an oof now.
I wonder if I'm ahead of any of the other 3.
The world.
Bloody
may never know.
lost. Oh, right, because it searched. That's what.
Down talking to himself.
Yep. Always. I'm also
Always
struggling
on fire.
hardcore with math.
How can math be that hard? It's simple math in
My
D&D.
brain is just broken.
You shouldn't say things like that in front of people who are really bad at math, like me.
2
Logan,
plus 4. Ooh, 6.
You don't count
You don't
as a
understand,
person.
Brandon. I'm like a whole other level of bad at math. I like can't do addition.
How?
Like I can do it, but it takes like minutes.
You didn't learn the new
Same.
stupid way, did you?
No.
Okay.
Okay, Andre's turn first.
Yay! What shall I do for being first? I don't... can I tell what the two in the front are using as weapons? Like,
Kind of
Looks like
crude looking,
sporks.
very daggers that would, cause wounds.
Like really rounded
Rather
off
than-
daggers.
with
Actually-
4 little points.
with Sykes being so large, they might not be able to get to me anyway, so I want to try to cast Frostbite on this one.
Still,
Oh,
I'm
yeah, on the
still
ceiling.
The ceiling, yeah.
I still want to try to cast Frostbite on that one. Make a con saving
Okay.
throw! Is there any
He
plus?
will not make that.
So there's no plus?
Nope.
Yay! That
Brandon, you
means
did something.
he takes 1d6 and disadvantage on his next attack.
That's gonna
Nice.
suck. Give me that d6 then.
I'm typing 2. He's a little chilly.
I mean, he's not happy about it.
He's been frostbitten.
So, after that, this cultist here at the top is going to charge the terrifying giant spider
On the
I'm
ceiling.
that he sees. Oh, he's on the ceiling?
Yeah, yeah. So I can shoot
Charge,
the web, so I shot it.
charge Benwin.
Apparently I should hit that one with my...
How do you
Frostbite.
get the measuring arrow in this?
You gotta click
It's one
on
of
the...
icons. It's below
Gotta click on the
magnifying
circle
glass.
with the ruler. Wait, yeah, that's Logan with it.
Huh.
He misses!
Miss.
Okay.
He's gonna miss
Good.
hard.
Okay, I guess I didn't have to give that guy disadvantage. He's already had a disadvantage.
I'm rolling like garbage to hit. Okay, Walker's turn.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
And I think you still have your... Wait, what do you... You would still have your 2 swords out, right? I don't think you would have put them away.
She gets
Depends.
Oh yeah,
She
She
yeah.
can choose because I mean, I assume that she typically has her bow out unless she has to take her swords out.
I
Yeah.
probably always have my quarterstaff in my hand as a walking stick, but I haven't used it yet.
After all, my fighting style is archery.
Yes.
Oh, is that a thing that we should have been taking into account? I don't remember what archery
What does
does.
it do?
I mean, that's the thing. If someone should have been taken into account, it's you, Logan, not we. You're
I totally
using
forgot.
that we rather royally.
No.
I don't think. Did I say we?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I really don't remember what it does.
+2 bonus to attack rolls with ranged weapons.
Well, you haven't missed an attack roll with a ranged weapon anyway, so
That's true.
wouldn't affect anything.
That's true. So I guess I'm gonna shoot the. I mean, maybe I should shoot the really far away one.
Totally up to you.
I'm gonna shoot the far away one.
Okay. Give me a roll.
Whoa.
That'll hit.
Yes.
Did you just roll that 3?
That was his to attack to Benway.
That was the attack.
Oh,
Yeah, that was
yeah.
this guy here.
For some reason, it only just showed up.
So now that you've done that roll, I'm just gonna quickly say you fucked up and should have cast Hunter's Mark.
Oh,
It's
fuck,
too late
damn
now.
it.
Give me your damage. D8 plus 4.
Might as well use your bonus in this turn.
Yeah.
Cast it.
Okay.
Oof.
Yay.
Could have had another D8 with it. Is that what
D6.
happens?
D6.
Oh,
Yep.
still good.
Still damage.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone has all these bonuses to add onto this stuff, and I'm just over here throwing spells with no bonuses.
Might.
Gets better.
You say
Okay.
that.
I don't really have bonuses.
So, it's actually the cultist who you just shot's turn.
Oh.
As soon as I find the spell, Walker, he is going to point at you and kind of very dark blue flames that almost appear inverted. They suck the light from the air around
Damn.
them.
Inverted
Are going
flames.
to kind of appear on his fingers and
Sounds necrotic.
appear near you. Give me a dex save.
If they are necrotic, I get resistance to necrotic, which just means half
Should've-
damage, right?
Shouldn't
If it's
have
resistance.
said that out loud.
It doesn't matter.
It's
They
fine.
wouldn't know.
That's metagaming. They wouldn't know.
So that's a
Yeah.
D20 plus 6, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
The flames kind of appear near you, and you're able to dodge in time, and and basically avoid being touched by these flames, and you don't take any damage.
Okay. Is he Hunter's Mark now?
Yes.
Should be, right? Because
Yes.
yeah.
You absolutely did that. Okay. Now it's the other cultist's turn. That guy there. And he's going to charge up and also attack Benwin.
Disadvantage on on weapon
Yeah.
attack rolls. And then
Well,
once his
he's
turn's
using a
over,
weapon
he no longer
attack.
has it. Okay, just making sure.
Yep.
So 2d20s, take the lower. He definitely missed.
Would have missed no matter what. God, man, I'm not having good rolls with this guy.
Got all that disadvantage too.
Disadvantage makes it not good. Okay.
Yes, Sharav?
Sharav is typing.
I'm getting there.
Also Sharov's turn.
It's that. Remember.
Yeah, I didn't care enough.
All right. I am going
But thank
to.
you.
It also looks like there's one right underneath you now, too.
There is.
Going to drop down and bite the one under me.
Oh, these guys
Okay.
might actually take poison damage.
You can choose
Might.
which side to land on.
I'm going
Nice.
to land between him and the rest of my buddies, right next to
Good plan.
my buddy Benwin.
Excuse
Now-
me. Sykes' Hannah might still be watching.
Buddy.
I have a
Trying to-
question.
But it's
Giant
Buddy
spider
Benwin.
considered large.
Yeah, large beast.
Okay.
Buddy is actually Benwin's middle name.
Benwin, Buddy,
uh,
don't know his last name.
Brandon, would you move out of Sharov's way when he lands?
I would assume.
He
I don't want to
wasn't-
be crushed
what?
by a spider
I
leg.
wasn't-
Because
oh,
you're large, you're this.
Oh.
You're a big
okay.
boy,
Oh.
and you're kind of you're a little squeezed in there, but
Then
know, it's-
could I
it's
have
okay.
landed on both of these guys?
you can only bite one,
But
and you can only really
but-
damage one because you gotta think you gotta put like the force of your body once you spread that point of contact. It's not doing as much.
Okay.
and also
that
Ben.
makes sense. All right. I gotcha. Picking up what you're putting down.
So con save. I assume he makes it.
Yep. So he takes half as much damage. It's 2d8. I'm just gonna do 1d8.
Do 2d8.
Okay.
It comes to a higher average.
Let's see if this works. Hey, division works.
Nice.
All right. So they take 7 damage.
Plus the 9 up there.
9. Yeah. That was
Yeah.
earlier. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thought
they
so.
take
Just
9
double-checking.
and 7 damage, and then whatever for me landing on them.
So you land on this guy and you fuck him up. Your fangs dig right into his neck, and when you rear back, he doesn't move.
So his hit points went down to 0.
Correct.
And would that by any chance be from me poisoning him?
Roll me a d6. Because the order the things would happen in would be your landing damage, then your biting damage, then the poison damage. That was guy. Wait. Oh no, you absolutely killed him. Before the poison.
Oh.
Yeah. He was killed. The bite is what you like.
The
You
piercing of the
absolutely
bite.
hit a jugular with that and just kind of destroyed his throat.
All right.
Any capability he had for existing.
Well, he's just unconscious technically, but yeah, I got you. Got you. He's gonna be extra dead because we're not reviving him.
Okay. And then it's Benwin's turn, and seeing you absolutely fuck up that cultist, he's gonna try and do the same to the cultist in front of him. And he's not going to.
Or Benwin.
I'm rolling so
I love the
poorly.
idea that Benwin's just like, well, that worked so well for him. I'm gonna bite this guy.
Well, I was thinking he was
Goes
kind of
for the jugular.
inspired by the
Yeah.
by the absolute devastation that Sharov just wreaked on that guy. Andre's turn.
Okay, I'm gonna go for a real boy spell and cast Firebolt at the guy far away.
Okay,
Uh,
an attack roll.
I'm working on it. 1d20 plus. That's an equal sign plus 7.
Nice.
Ooh.
That definitely
That
hits.
was
It almost
close
landed
to
on
a
1,
one.
and I was scared because I would probably hit Sykes at that point because he's in my way. So that's
Give
one
me that,
D10
give me that D10. Firebolt's a good one.
if it hits. For 2 damage. I'm sad.
You catch him right square in the chest with that one. He kind of glares at you as he recovers. Dead. He's still standing pretty tall, though. He doesn't appear to be that wounded. Walker, your turn.
Okay. I guess I should shoot him.
Yeah, it's been working for you so far.
Yeah.
Give me the roll.
Choo, fucking.
Fuck. Oh no.
I think he's dead. I think it's
You're
safe to
gonna roll
assume
me-
he's dead.
You're gonna roll me 2d8, 2d6, plus 4.
Can we just like have Logan do the rest of this for us? I'll just do the role playing. She can actually fight for my character.
So you make a very impressive shot through the spider's legs, up and around the other cultist, and just catch him square in the throat. He goes down gurgling.
Mm-hmm.
He is dead.
Well,
It was like an Odysseus like threw all the handles of the axes.
Yes. That's what I had in mind.
Okay.
So
I like
you
how
have you have a thing for ending people's turns before they can have them.
I like how
You curved the arrow.
said he is dead and then just let us stew in it. Like we did something wrong.
It is this cultist's turn in front of Bedouin, and he's going to actually go after Sharav after seeing
Giant
what
ass spider.
the giant spider did to his friend.
Oh.
Is that a hit? I don't know what your AC is
That
as a
is
spider.
my AC. 14.
Ooh.
That hits.
So it's a hit?
Yep. Unless he has a -2 his whatever.
I don't think he does.
You
Oh.
take 4 damage.
Oh.
Hey, oh, it's not I did. I'm like, oh, it's only 3. Oh, 4. That's more.
And now you can retaliate.
All right. I will retaliate, but first.
Oh.
Nope.
So
Almost.
close.
It hovered on the edge.
It doesn't matter because I wasn't going to use it anyways.
You just wanted to check.
I just wanted to know. I'm going to bite him.
No, you're not. Wait, yes,
That'll
you
hit.
are.
Yes.
I'm like,
That'll hit.
9. That's not. And then I realized +5. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's 1d8 plus 3 piercing.
Jesus, you keep
Takes
rolling ones on
4
that.
Yeah. 4 piercing damage. It is
And then a con save.
2
Succeeds.
Oh, he saved that con.
Alright. Forgot to do the slash roll. 2d8. And
Oof.
that is 5. So he takes 5 poison damage.
And after biting him and pulling away, he's still standing, but then a second later, he sways and collapses on the floor, succumbing to the poison.
And I have a snicker knowing that even if he gets revived, he's still poisoned. And he's paralyzed.
Okay.
Like forever?
For an hour.
Oh, okay.
After he... Yeah.
Oh, I don't know if you're going to let revive these guys.
No. But if someone gets to him before he runs out of death saves... I mean, all right, so that's
What is that?
combated.
Why?
Oh,
What is going on?
He
maybe loot rolls.
nope. He was
Oh,
He was trying to revive himself.
death saves.
death saves,
All right.
which I mean don't apply to normal characters. They're not heroes.
Yeah, I figured
So-
they aren't
You know.
coming back.
Did I see the guy in the robes holding a book?
He's not actually holding a book.
Ah,
I
was
wanna
gonna
go
ask that
loot the
earlier, I just
magic
kinda
caster,
assumed he
though.
wasn't.
yeah. But
Yeah.
I figured maybe.
I'm gonna loot
he
these two
might be.
guys.
All right. Well, I'm going to
'Kay,
wander
sorry.
in further, skittering on the ceiling again.
But you're not following the wall anymore. Now you're in the middle of the room.
Oh, yeah,
you're not supposed to do
right.
that.
You're right.
You can see the entirety of the room at this point.
Okay, how does this
Sorry,
guy
Logan,
look?
you're looting these two
Yeah.
in the center?
Yeah.
Oh, he's dead. He's been dead for a long time. I'll get to
Yeah,
that
but like
after.
his. Okay.
We'll get to him in a moment.
Yeah.
So Logan. Oops, that's not what I wanted. Well, I guess that's fine. You find so you find 9 gold and sorry, I'm just
The suspense
you
is
find
killing
1
me.
health potion.
Can a robot drink a potion?
Yeah.
Yes.
But it's a
She can.
robot.
They are magic and not food.
Some of them are herbal, so shut your mouth.
They're
Some of them
still
are
in-
magic,
They're
some of
still
them are
magic.
herbal.
It's based. I believe it's based on the magic, the natural magic in the herbs.
Yeah, they're still
Yeah.
imbued with magic.
Just shut your
regardless.
mouth.
It's
Gotta ruin my
They
fun.
wouldn't be instantaneous if they were not magic.
Oh, there's still candles in this room, right?
They're out. But
Yeah,
they
Oh,
do
okay.
exist,
Damn.
but they are just out.
I was gonna say I could like
Um,
not have to be right next to Benwin all the time, but
They went out when an entity of which I do not know its name pointed at me.
oh yeah, no face.
Yeah.
'Cause it was
You
like
know
a-
the name, Logan.
I
It was-
couldn't
it was
remember,
no
but I
face.
knew exactly. I pictured that in my head. I forgot what it was called, though. But from
He
yeah,
said the name.
you didn't
yeah,
say
it
it.
was like, you know,
Yes.
I don't think he did.
it was.
I
Yes,
did.
begin with an A, I
Logan
think.
saw Logan had a perception
Logan heard
check
the
that
chanting.
heard it.
I definitely
Oh.
heard the name.
But do we know that's what it's called? We
Okay,
don't know
and
that.
So Logan, while you're looting these two cultists, you
Mhm.
notice that they are disfigured and maimed in various ways.
Ooh.
Like, Fingers cut
Ooh.
off. The one on the bottom here has gouged out his own eye.
Ooh.
Kind of stuff that's tough to tell in combat, but now that it's over and you have a second to kind of take in the information, you realize that they're kind of fucked up.
Mhm.
So Brandon, you find 1 gold and 2 health potions on
Woo!
that guy. I mean, these guys living here in a cave don't exactly need much money. You can figure. Like,
More for the health potions.
yeah, they kind of. You think when you take the health potions off of their bodies, you kind of look at the mutilation and look at the health potions and kind of realize the implications of why they would keep health potions on them. And this cult leader as well, like, or I guess quote unquote leader, he seemed to be the you didn't really see him command anything, but judging from the fact that he stayed back and he knew a little bit of magic, you can assume that he was, at the very least, higher up in this kind of hierarchy between the three in the room here.
And it was
Yeah.
very suspicious that he looked like he was holding a book, but he wasn't actually.
Yes, of course. And he is actually kind of more mutilated than the others. As you are searching him, he is missing a leg, like or not from the knee down. He's just got a peg leg instead.
This one was a pirate.
And some of his flesh almost appears to be rotting.
So I take it they weren't human. Seems like they're undead.
They were hurt by poison damage.
Yeah, I think the idea is that they were human, but they were using health potions to stave off the imminent death of the horrible mutilations that they inflicted upon themselves.
Benwin, as he kind of sees the state the bodies are in, pulls out his flask and downs the remainder of it.
That's the gin, right?
Yeah, it would be what you gave him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Benwin's kind of gonna walk up to you and this body and beckon for Walker to follow.
Yeah, because she
basically
can't,
saying,
she can't
like,
see.
you know, hey, I'm gonna walk over here now.
Mm-hmm.
And when he gets close, he kind of looks down, stops with a start, and mutters a short prayer that you can kind of infer to mean be basically like a wishing grace upon someone in death.
How
like
short is this prayer?
Like, the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit, kind of with the hand
Okay.
symbols and everything. It's
Before
like
he's
basically
done with the
that.
prayer, can I start looting this guy?
You'll be able to bend down, and he will absolutely be taken aback by it.
Okay.
And he's actually gonna try and kind of hold not forcefully, but kind of like put his hand on your shoulder and be like, "This is a priest of Palor. You really shouldn't desecrate the body." And then he's gonna look, and as you all look at the body and take like a closer look, as you're all bending down over it,
I'm on the ceiling.
as Benwin and Walker are bending down over it, you realize that this body is even more fucked up and mutilated than the other ones.
Oh.
Like, everything is there, all of the pieces are there, but
Like he's got hands where his feet should be. And
yeah,
like
that
his
kind of
left eye
idea.
and his right eye are swapped.
How would you know?
And they're
One of them's a testicle.
kind of not quite that far. Kind of more to the point, you see that there's a lot of parts of flesh that appear like distended and kind of bloated
Mm-hmm.
in strange ways. Do you have proficiency in medicine? Logan?
Let me see what I got. I don't.
Okay.
I do.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, are you guys going checking the body?
No.
Can I do that as a spoiler?
Yeah, you could.
Okay.
You wouldn't be able to
Jab
communicate
your
this with
fucking
anyone.
foot through the body.
Okay.
Oh, pick him up off the ground. Like, oh, what's this?
I'm going to drop off the ceiling with one of my legs. I'm going to pat Benwin on the shoulder, and with the two others, I'm going to put them together, kind of like a prayer, and nod my head. And then I'm going to start going at him and trying to figure out what I can do with my medicine proficiency.
Okay, give me a roll.
Okay.
So you have to roll for each leg.
No, one roll is fine. It's not the legs that I'm worried about. It's what you can take and learn from the information. So you you notice that where the body is distended and bloated and whatnot, it's actually that sap has been injected under the skin.
Huh.
Canadians.
And give me a perception roll, Sykes.
All right. Okay. Just a +3. Oh.
You also notice that there is sticky stuff on the floor kind of around the body.
That's if that's worse than my passive perception, can we just use that?
No, because actively looking for something and noticing
Okay.
something are different.
All right.
So this was some
Basically-
kind of weird bukkake?
What
So-
rolling low there meant is that you just kind of focused on the wrong thing.
So what you guys see me do is I notice that there's sticky stuff on the ground. I notice that I've stepped in some of it, and I just kind of like try to shake off some of my legs before realizing that I need some legs under me, and I kind of fall into it a little bit, and then I skitter myself up onto the ceiling again.
I'm just picturing a cat trying to get out of socks.
Kind of like that.
Okay.
So do I
So-
notice the sticky stuff then?
You would also notice it, especially after it being accentuated and pointed out by Sykes. So at that point, Benwin is going to reach down and, almost disgusted with himself, take off the priest's kind of, I guess, signification of his place within the faith,
Mm-hmm.
and it's actually engraved with his name. His name is Sama.
If you could imagine a spider doing a concerned look, that's what I'm doing right now. Just looking at Benwin, concerned.
Benwin is going to look around at all of you and be like, "We need to go and finish our journey to Galadia and bring these possessions back to the church so they can be buried with the proper rites and everything, and potentially send someone back for the body."
And now I'm doing my ceiling cheer dance, wondering how I could have ever doubted him.
You get the idea that Benwin is slightly religious and slightly superstitious.
Maybe.
At this point, you're kind of starting to notice that. So
I'm
then,
going-
at that
I'm
point,
going-
he is going to turn away.
All right, when he turns away, I'm going to drop my wild form while I'm still on the ceiling, so I fall.
Roll a d6.
All right. Expected no less. Alrighty.
Take 3 damage.
Yep. That's wait, no, that's not something I was supposed to delete. This one was. Okay. I've half my health. Anyways.
You know what you might have wanted to do while you were wild shaped is use a spell slot to heal yourself.
I think it can only heal the wild shape.
Oh, I think you're
Yeah.
probably right.
But what I am going to do is I'm going to take a little breather and ritual cast detect magic.
Sorry,
So-
you're gonna ritual cast what? I completely blanked.
Detect magic.
Okay. You actually don't really detect anything around. There's a faint residue where you think that that form that you saw that was looming over the cultists was, but like where some kind of spell was used, potentially a transportation spell. But other than that, you don't really find anything.
So, wait, you say potentially a transportation spell. Doesn't detect magic, like, let me know exactly what kind of magic I'm looking at?
It was kind of like the person disappeared from there. It was absolutely some kind of teleportation spell to leave. And it
Alright.
was a pretty powerful one. Like, could have gone to the point of, if it's still kind of you feel it as strongly as you do, potentially might have teleported between realms of existence or planes of existence. Planes of existence.
Realms?
Realm.
Pumpkin?
Shut the fuck up. I've had enough of your shit.
Alright. I'm going to cast Cure Wounds on myself.
It's not a bad idea. I can't believe nobody else took any damage at all.
Okay. I need to
Fucking took
check.
falling damage.
So, what do I add to that? Is it my spell attack bonus that I add to that?
Is that one +4?
It says plus your spell casting
3.
ability modifier, and it's +5 is my spell attack
I
bonus.
think you would just add your wisdom modifier.
Just wisdom? Okay.
Yeah.
So then it's just going to be +3, and I'm switching between sheets, or fucking screens to try to figure it out. 3 screens and it's not enough.
Right.
Okay, 1d8 plus it. Alright. Works for me.
Nice. Okay.
Well, all that was messed up. Went a little goofy with that one.
just a smidge.
Also remember
and then
that.
when still looking the other way, it's gonna be like, yeah, it was.
Remember that my light cantrip only lasts for an hour. So I don't know how long it's been going.
It's not been an hour.
It's probably been closer to like 25 minutes.
Plus the 10-minute, well, up to 10 minutes for his thing. Never mind. The detect magic.
Oh yeah.
I guess
10 minutes.
35 minutes then. And I mean, unless you say otherwise, I am going to assume that you just keep recasting it because it's free.
I don't know. It sometimes can be funny when I stealth cast it.
Yeah, then unless you say that you stealth cast it, I'm going to assume otherwise.
But I have to know when it runs out so I can decide in the moment.
Okay. I'll
By
try
the
and keep you
way,
posted.
what does this sap smell like?
I was like, sap.
Good
I
to
don't-
know.
Did I miss
don't know.
something?
Does-
Why
I can't
did?
tell what tree it is.
Why is there sap?
Can you tell? Does sap from different trees smell different?
Oh yeah.
Well, I guess if it's like pine pitch, it smells different from maple sap, doesn't it?
Yeah, sap from
Yeah,
different
it
trees
would.
definitely would smell different.
But could you tell a specific tree, or could you tell whether it's like hardwood or softwood or what from there?
I think
I
you
don't know.
could probably tell if it was like an evergreen versus like maple or like birch. Like birch and maple have very different smells.
Okay. Give me a nature check.
I thought he has something to do with smelling.
Yeah, I have
Yeah, but
advantage on
He
it.
can smell it very clearly, because he can put his nose right up in it and smell it. So I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about whether he can tell what tree it's from. And do it with advantage because
I
you're a
mean,
druid and you should have better shit for nature.
Well, I have advantage on smell checks already.
But it's not technically it's not a
Look,
smell
I'm
check.
taking.
It's a do you know what tree this is?
It's a recollection check.
Well,
You're trying to tell if you can put the smell, which you are smelling it perfectly clearly.
Yeah, this is an arboreal knowledge check.
The
more than
wording
anything
the
else.
Yeah,
wording
exactly.
is advantage on checks relating to smell.
Oh.
So that's just the wording.
Yeah. It might be related to smell.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Yeah.
What?
I don't think it worked.
What? What? What did it do?
2.
I don't.
Equals 2.
What did it? What is it?
Something in there is.
Okay. Right. My graphing calculator knowledge is working. Nope. What is? Okay, whatever.
It's like this. Just
We're
roll
just
2
gonna
d20s.
do without the. What is?
Just roll 2 d20s. Just do that.
Isn't that supposed to work though?
I have
I
no
don't know.
idea.
Because it's KL and KH for.
So it's at 11 plus 4.
Yeah,
15.
15. Why the hell isn't that working?
Wait, are you adding your wisdom to that, or is it a nature check?
Yeah, my nature
It's
is
intelligence.
+4. Because I have proficiency.
Right, you have proficiency and you've got 2 intelligence. That sounds about right. Oh, see, yeah, it's just taking the 2.
That's so weird.
That is very weird.
Oh, you have to put a number after keep highest.
Oh yeah, forgot.
Oh, that makes sense.
Forgot about that.
Also, nice waste of a crit success and crit fail.
That's not how probability works, Dallin.
I know.
I know that we're playing a
That's
dice game.
exactly
And people
how
are
it
very
works.
superstitious, but
You can tell, Sykes, that it is from a leafy tree and not like an evergreen, but you can't quite place the exact type of tree.
And there's plenty of leafy trees around the cabin, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
There's plenty of them and plenty of varieties.
Do I recall seeing any of them that had like taps on them or anything to collect sap?
Give me an intelligence check.
Okay.
Just it's a recollection check. You're trying to see if you can remember anything.
Whew.
Nope.
ooh, no.
Yeah, I was kind of just humming to myself the entire way
Yeah.
here.
You don't really remember looking at the trees that much.
Yeah. It's just weird for me because I tend to rub my trunk on them as I pass by, but no, I guess I was on my best behavior.
I mean, you definitely rubbed your trunk on a few, but I mean, that wouldn't have told you whether it was a tap unless you happened to bump into it. Like, you still would have had to
I
kind
get
of
pretty
look at the
intimate
tree.
with my trunk work.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Well,
Give it a good
you don't remember there
trunk on
being
trunk
any
action.
taps on any trees.
Yeah, because if there were, I would have been disgusted, been like, ugh, someone already tapped that.
God
Get
damn.
seconds.
Sappy seconds.
Sappy seconds.
God damn.
Christ.
Fucking druids.
So how much time has passed?
It's been another like 5 minutes.
So it's like 40
I've
minutes.
just been sitting here pondering things.
He's just been sitting here trying to think of what does that smell?
Everyone's
I
really
remember any
intently
tree
looking at
taps?
you.
I'm
Everyone's
just
really intently
waiting-
looking at you, trying to figure out like what is he thinking about.
I'm using the time while I'm waiting for Benwin to do something. Because he is my light now. In more ways than usual.
Okay. So, how are you guys doing on spell slots?
I've
I
got
haven't
one
used
left.
any.
Mildly meta question.
I've
I've
used
got
none.
one left.
Okay.
And I've already got a use in mind for that last one.
So Benwin is going to suggest, well, we can either spend another night in this cabin, kind of especially safer now that we know that we've cleared underneath, and nothing's going to go bump in the night. It can't be too late in the day though, so we are going to be spending a lot of time here. Otherwise, we could just set out to Galadia now and risk running into something that might demand a little bit of a fight.
Crickets.
Well, I would like to hear everyone's opinion on this, but I'm kind of the opinion that this house has not been taken care of. There were people actively using the caves underneath for whatever the hell this is. I think perhaps we have to condemn this house in some way to make it so that others don't unwittingly enter it like we did. And perhaps that might take the rest of the day to do so. But if others want to move on, then I won't stop the group. I look to Andrea as I say that.
Because I've said nothing.
Well, I'm looking to you as if I'm expecting a response.
Mm. Let's see, I could probably use some health. I've never actually got any, but I still haven't taken any damage.
And at this point, once again, Benwin kind of chimes in. It might also be a good idea to send some kind of guard patrol here to clean up and everything, kind of collect the bodies, and that way that Father Sama here can be buried with his proper respects.
And perhaps maybe they could deal with all the bodies that we left on the trail. We do have to remember that all of that was there.
Yeah, that as well. Certainly happened.
All right, well, let's go, Ben. And our friend and her machination can come along as well. Let's get out of here. As I kind of usher Ben along.
Okay, so we're heading to the city then, or is it
I mean, I was just heading out of
out
here.
of yeah, out of character at this point? Are you guys heading to the city, like straight to the city, or are you going to be kind of staying the night in the
I'm good with whatever.
hunting lodge?
Shirov votes for condemning the place before we leave. You know, he doesn't like this place just being open for someone else to come by and use it to summon whatever the fuck he saw.
Which you
It was
communicated that you
No-Face.
saw that?
Nope.
Logan, you don't know it exists.
It was No-Face.
You don't know about that.
Like,
I only know its name.
You know nothing. Or yeah, you know its name.
You know
Well,
nothing, Jon Snow.
You know a name.
Mm-hmm.
You don't even
Shirov-
know that there was some kind of creature looming there.
Shirov has a backlog of things he wants to talk about. He just doesn't want to talk about them in this cave.
Mm-hmm.
So up we go then.
All right, and my detect magic I think has 5 minutes on it at this
You have
point.
to
so-
concentrate, though.
What
Well,
if
I mean,
I
maintaining concentration on a spell is just kind of, you can
Yeah.
do it while doing simple things such as speaking.
what would happen if I looked into the mirrored surface of my armor plating and said the name of the demon thing 5 times? Would that like do anything?
I think you have to do it to find out.
I mean,
Nah,
from
I don't
looking
think about
around, you don't see any mirrors.
Benwin has a shield. Is that a mirror?
No, I'm saying like
Also, the shield's
the
glowing right
original
now.
cultists did not have any
Yeah,
mirrors.
True facts.
Okay, if we're all decided on getting out, let's do that. Suck you over here. That worked,
I've
right?
been sucked. Yep.
I don't like being sucked.
Except for my health is wrong.
You ask before sucking.
Because it has my old cap, but I think the amount is right. There we go. I think that fixed it. Let me see. Got 8 and I had 3. Yeah, 11. Yeah, that's right.
Okay. So Benwin is immediately going to get out of the cramped room, kind of still being careful not to step on the skeleton. And so what do you want to do to condemn it?
I was thinking of just like boarding up the entrance. Is the big thing.
What if we burn it down?
I considered that. But I thought I don't know. We can discuss it.
Benwin is going to advocate against it because, I mean, this can still be used. It just kind of has to be cleaned up. It's nice to have the safe havens and refuges along the road for other travelers, much like, you know, our little group here.
hmm
Okay, so I'm gonna try and like usher everyone over to this room because it seems like the cleanest and the most friendly for us to like talk. It's not gonna be like a forceful ushering. It's just gonna be like a hey, come along. Except for Ben when I kind of give him a bit of a push.
Brandon?
Did you come along? Are you seeing the?
Did you get sucked into the cabin?
Okay.
Yes.
I see. So are you
Making
coming
sure.
along?
What's going on? Kind of distracted because my parents asked me if I want something from somewhere.
I'm pretty much ushering everyone into this room. That's it. All right.
Actually, I'm gonna be like here.
Okay. Well,
Benwin's going
this
to take a
is-
seat.
This is about as cozy as we can get. I guess we can take a seat. And is this like an actual like throne thing going on here?
It is the head seat of the house. Yes.
All right.
How the fuck did you? How do you do that?
So
Hold Alt when you drag.
I that
Alt.
and slowly saunter my way over to it.
There we go.
You're just standing there with the door open.
All right. So, ma'am, you can take a seat if you want, and I'm sure your machination will keep guard for whatever. We should talk about everything that's happened. First of all, I know Ben's name, but I realized that in my bumbling, I forgot to ask yours. So, I guess I should formally ask, what is your name?
I guess.
Brandon?
Yes. I will. My name is not Brandon. How dare you?
Brendan it is.
No.
It's a funny name for a lady.
Yeah,
I think it's just a
Rob
funny
doesn't
name in
know.
general at this point. They're all weird names. Guess I'll say my name. Not actually saying it. In character saying it.
Say it, Brandon.
Never.
Ah, Andrea, I haven't heard you speak much, but that is such a lovely feminine voice you have.
I know.
That's it. That's her voice. It's canon.
Nope. No, it is not.
Yep, it's canon.
It's whatever your
You don't get to
imagination makes
decide
it.
what is canon and what is not
Dallin,
canon.
say it. It's canon.
No.
Damn it.
It's not my
So,
character.
And I just say, my name's Walker.
oh, he has a name. Oh, interesting. I didn't fully realize it could speak. Anyways,
That one's gonna kind of side eye you, like, because you've been missing the several uh-huhs and
Mhm.
yups that Walker
I
has
thought-
been making.
I thought those were the beep boops. I thought you machinations only spoke beep boop. Anyways, we should probably discuss what's been happening since well, everything really. I'm not entirely sure what to make of it myself. And I'm not entirely sure where to start. What Ben, Andrea, Wanker, what was it?
Walker.
I want his name to be
Walker.
Wanker now.
Walker.
Wanker.
You guys, where should we start? All
Banner
right.
just kind of looks around.
Well, Walker, what was your favorite part of this weekend?
It's a Wednesday.
So much better.
And Sharav knows this.
The sheriff is fully aware. Look, every day is a weekend if you live where Sharav has lived.
Fucking
It's like-
Neverland.
He has like one work day a week.
It was Neverland.
does-
Everybody there's
what
an
does
elephant.
Sharav do for work?
Well, you would have to ask him to find out. So, Walker, anything stand out?
That's all I say.
Well, that was provocative. I guess I would talk about the fact that this house, with all this long decaying food and very old magical glyphs and long stained blood spots, had people still living under it. Like, alive.
I was
wasn't-
wondering earlier how the people got down there if there was half an inch or a quarter inch thick dust all over everything. No footprints.
Also, a giant wardrobe in the way, blocking the door.
Thinking
Yes, that
back,
also.
thinking back to what they look like, they haven't
No, that's fair.
eaten in long. Like you think about it, and it's unnatural how long it's been. It looked like it had been since they had eaten, and it is safe to assume that they have not come up.
There were those skeleton creatures that I sunk my fangs into when I was a spider, and the poison that I injected them with, it did nothing. But those people weren't like that. They were alive. Poison took hold. How could they have lived like that? Off of what? For how long? I say as I throw a good berry into my mouth.
Maybe that's how.
Mm-hmm.
Benwin's kind of gonna stare like off into the distance and be like, "They were missing body parts." I mean, we didn't see any dismembered body parts, did we?
Oh,
Do you mean bones that are just everywhere?
With bite marks on them.
Did they have
yeah.
bite
Well,
marks?
I mean, the fact that the one was missing his leg from the knee down.
Yeah, I think they may have just been eating themselves slowly. You guys already figured that out, didn't you? Sorry.
I didn't actually think of that.
One thing you're gonna have to know about me is that you have to spell these things out. I'm a little slow on the uptake. Like, I didn't think that you would name your machination down there. But
What's
here
your
we have
passive
Walker.
perception?
My passive perception is 13, I believe.
Okay, so as
yeah.
you say, I'm a little slow on these things, you're gonna see a look of like, I knew it, wash over Benwin's face.
It as I was saying that last little bit, there was a very noticeable snicker that happened when I noticed that. Just, like, now he's starting to get me.
Brandon, is your character just never gonna correct him? That you're just gonna let him believe that I'm your machination?
Hey, it adds to the chaos.
I mean,
I don't care. You're not correcting them either, so
Yeah, but
you can speak.
it's not
You-
really important to Walker. Walker doesn't really care.
I don't really care either.
Okay.
all right, well, I think we figured out how they were alive. Now, what were they doing?
I like how the one
mean,
that saw the stuff is asking that.
I
Walker's
guess-
gonna
I
say
guess-
that they were chanting something.
yeah, I heard that. I couldn't hear what, but
It was abyssal.
oh. Well, I've never heard abyssal before.
Benwin is gonna look terrified.
I am
Like visibly, he doesn't
indifferent.
even really try and hide it. He is scared.
As being of someone from the gods, I do not care. Really,
Is that a
about that.
problem, Ben?
I mean, just devils and demons and things. That's things people shouldn't be playing with. Especially with the tear closed right now. People, I mean, we're at peace. Why would people want to disturb that by praying to demons?
Yes, the tear. I've heard about that somewhere. Thinking back to the carriage ride. That's the first time Shirava has ever heard of it. Well, when I had skittered in there, I saw something. It vanished in a poof almost instantly after pointing me out. It saw me through everything. They couldn't see me even when I was pointed out. But it saw me. I barely remember it. I just remember seeing a white, almost porcelain-like face. It was quite terrifying. I ran back to you guys and started a defense as soon as I could. It didn't know what to do with it. Did any of you see that or something like that?
Oh.
Oh,
I was still around the corner. I didn't see anything, but glad I didn't at this point.
yeah, whew. Gonna give me nightmares. Well, anyways, I guess they were, well, they weren't summoning it because it was there, and it left. What were they doing? Whatever, we didn't get any books off of them, right? So there's nothing to tell unless somehow they would have told us, but that's long gone. Maybe, unless someone has something to add to that, we move on.
What if we go down and revive them?
Is that Walker saying that?
No.
Okay.
Benwin's kind of just gonna say like, well, whatever it is, it's gone now, and it shouldn't have a reason to come back here.
Yeah, except for that possible summoning circle. But anyways, perhaps we should talk about the whole explosion with the bandits. I was not aware we were carrying whatever arcane things were able to explode from fire. I've never seen anything like that. Have you guys?
I mean,
Uh-huh.
I assume as a sorcerer, I probably have. And being that,
well, Benwin's gonna speak up at this point and just be like, well, from the way it exploded, it looked a lot like it was gunpowder, and there was no gunpowder on the manifest. It was all supposed to just be food. I mean, who would put gunpowder on a lightly guarded civilian transport anyway? Like that, some of those barrels were under families.
And this gunpowder is likely to explode like that?
When it gets lit. I mean,
feel like
it's,
people in this would call it black powder.
I guess black powder.
Probably would
Yeah.
have much more use outside of guns at this time.
You're right. Yep. I revise the statement.
Okay.
Retcon. Gunpowder was never said. It was black powder.
I retcon what I said. I did not say gunpowder. I instead said black power.
God damn it!
but it's okay because we don't know what that means. But we are slightly confused on why you said that
black
word.
Power is likely to explode.
Powder.
Powder. Wait, powder.
Like a fine dust.
And that causes that much damage?
This
I
stuff
agree.
can. It. I don't know if you've ever seen or heard a gun or a cannon, or, I mean, it can be used in traps like this. It can be used in siege weapons. Luckily, it's been a long time, but it was developed during or just before the 4-hour war. Nobody really knows how long it was being held on to as a secret.
So it's a mystery machination powder. Got you.
More or less, yeah.
Sharav feels like he fully understands it now.
I don't think he does.
Yeah,
He feels like he does, and that's what's
He
important.
feels like he does, but I
Yeah.
don't think he does.
All right, and those bandits, would they have been after the people or this black powder?
I mean, that's where I'm not sure. I mean, I don't think they would have necessarily used fire arrows if they knew that there was black powder involved.
Interesting. Yeah, I hadn't even thought of that.
Even one spark can set it off. It's not
They
the
lost men in
safest.
that. They lost men in that explosion, didn't they?
I think almost all of them. I didn't get a count of the bodies, but
Except for the big bitch.
Oh.
The one that was. I didn't actually say that.
Oh.
Okay, I'm sorry. I have to pee really bad.
well,
Machinations, Pete?
Well,
I
it's
didn't say
gotta
that.
change its coolant. Where do you think the coolant comes out of?
I have to drain my oil.
We never found what was
Okay.
dripping down there, did we?
friggin'
It's too late now.
So, wait, the dripping? I assume it was the sap.
Yeah, I missed that part completely. I didn't know what was being talked about when I heard sap. Must have tuned it out.
There was sap on the floor around the body.
Oh.
Yeah, and the body
near the
was
body.
bloated and full of sap in its bloated pockets.
Odd.
Yeah. All right. So maybe we turn in for a little bit, because I have to say I am stressed, and I just want to lay my head down, and then when we wake up, perhaps we can consider how we will make this house less hospitable until someone comes around to properly clean it up.
Keep in mind at this point it's like noon. Maybe 1 o'clock.
Or maybe we do that before we rest. I don't know. It's up to you guys.
Sick. We're gonna rest outside.
Benwin's going to suggest that we kind of start the process before, like board up windows and things beforehand, and then just have a couple of planks for the doors when we leave.
All right. Did anyone find any loose planks around here, or should we start tearing apart the furniture?
I mean, there's a couple of tables that looked put together with planks, and he looks it down and nails.
Just gonna grab the door that I'm standing in off its hinges.
Oh,
Just take it
well,
right off the wall.
If you want to make a strength check.
Give me 1 sec.
She's not actually back at her computer.
We could probably just roll for her.
If you would like, I could just click the button to roll, yeah.
Please do.
Yeah, she's not back at her computer.
It's a mess. It's gonna take her longer. Oof, you did not want him to do that for you.
Well, it's a 16. I don't know what you're talking about.
It was
Way
the
to
joke,
go,
Brandon.
Shut up!
So
Back
glad
now.
you're here.
What was your, also, I'm sorry. What
My
was your
strength
modifier?
is +2.
Okay, so, you actually start to pull it off of the hinges. Everybody's kind of caught off guard by the fact that they start to see the door frame splintering a little bit. And then after like another 5 minutes of everybody watching transfixed, you eventually kind of, by pulling at the top and then pulling at the bottom and pulling at the top, kind of forcing the door, you actually tear it off.
Well, it's like
I'm
I
gonna
always say, hey, when
put it up.
Walker gets a walking, let's stop a talking.
The fuck?
And I get up and start trying to tear apart the table in front of us.
Yeah, Benwin's gonna, like, just kind of start kicking chairs and things.
I'm not cut out for
Busting it up.
manual labor, so I just watch. After all, magic casters are not known for their strength.
And Sherov's not going to say anything. He's never seen a female as slight as you.
Fuck elephants.
So after a few hours of doing this, kind of just breaking down furniture, you get the windows kind of blocked off so nobody can get in. And you think enough to spare that you can block off the door.
And by the way, Brandon, when you were saying that I would have had to have seen a giant spider, look in the corner.
That's a tiny spider.
How do you know? It's not to scale. I wasn't to scale for a while.
No, he would have seen it. I mean, there's lots of shit in the forest
yeah,
nearby.
I've seen it.
This is
I've
something
been
that he
on-
would have had to help defend his clan from.
Yeah, I've been on the rare hunting journey when I was needed, and I was needed once when a giant spider took a child. So that totally happened.
Like a,
Didn't just
an elephant
retcon that in.
child?
Elephant child.
Okay.
Yeah.
A backstory is entirely retconned in.
I mean, I'm in the forest, and like a mountainy and foresty area is where I come from. So
Giant spiders would be a
yeah,
relatively common occurrence as far as
yeah,
most monsters go.
For the
they
entire first play session, I didn't know that I was a demon hunter. Brandon, I think this is okay.
Well, see, I wouldn't have seen anything, because originally I was from the land of the gods, and then I was guarding a tomb, and now I'm here.
Oh yeah, you were shut in a fucking room for a long
Fucking
time.
hermit background, man.
I have a hermitish background. It's not as bad as yours.
Hermit, but with a little
Whereas
social.
I am a man of the people.
Yeah,
You're not a man at all.
I don't.
You're
I don't-
my
man.
thing.
I have a
Apparently.
cod piece, Brandon.
Yeah, I have no reason to think that you are your own.
You belong to me, according to him.
I mean, I just saw you two together. I just assumed because you were both traveling. Ben was a guard, and I don't own him. So made sense.
Fucking hate him.
So we board
Hey,
up as
here's a question. Can I just start speaking Abyssal to Walker?
Dude, you know
I do.
Abyss?
Yes, I do. I
Okay.
know Common, Celestial, and Abyssal.
Can, yes.
But the question is, do I want to?
so I
Sure,
assume
let's do that.
we
And let's
work-
ask an Abyssal how we know Abyssal. Because at this point, you wouldn't know I know Abyssal, but I would know you know because you said it. That's what
Yeah.
they were chanting.
So you're asking Walker how he knows Abyssal?
Sure.
And I'll say, I hunt demons.
So you learned their language, huh?
Uh-huh.
Cool. Cool. Not actually saying that in character.
You're just like, cool.
I see this miraculous exchange, and I turn to Benwyn and start speaking Loxodon.
Ben has no
He's
fucking
gonna
idea.
give you a look that very clearly communicates, like, I don't know what you're saying.
This also helps probably hit home that I own Walker.
Okay,
to him.
I get it. I just thought that maybe people might know things. Never mind. It's understandable that you wouldn't know that. And then I'm a little bit more silent than I was before. So, unless anyone else is doing anything, I assume we work on this until like nightfall, right?
Yep.
And at nightfall, I would like to try and gather everyone around where we used to have a nice sitting area. And I try to like usher like slightly not as forcefully as I push Ben, but a noticeable little ushering for Walker to come and sit down next to Andrea.
Are
And
there still
granted,
chairs?
You can.
No.
Most of the chairs have been broken, but that throne wouldn't have been really useful.
Okay,
As well as
I'm-
the couch and the stool down here. Like, there's enough that you could all have a seat of some kind.
Okay, I'm no longer sitting on the throne because, I don't care.
You're no longer
I
taking a
figure-
shit?
Well,
Don't sit on the throne?
the throne I treated as a chair equal to all the other ones. It was just in a different placement that I liked. And now that the throne is obviously the most suitable chair, I just feel like someone else would probably appreciate it more than me. So
Well,
I'm off that.
I guess I'm gonna go over like here, or wait, here. I just kind of stand there.
Yeah, and this table's just gone.
Also,
So we're just
I don't know. I don't know if it's actually going to come up at any point, but I'm surprised no one noticed that my eyes glow goldish. It would have been very noticeable in the cave in the dark.
Benwin has seen all sorts of things because he was guarding that caravan that carried people between
I guess
the two cities, and so he at this point there's nothing on a person that could surprise him. If anything, he's more caught off by Sharov because there's really not many Loxodon that travel much. They tend to settle down more. As far as the majority go.
I don't even know what race you are, so there's no reason why I would not think that that's normal for you.
I mean, Sharov's looking around, and this is the first time I assume he's seen both a Warforged and an Assimar, and the Assimar looks more like the human Benwin than the Warforged does.
I mean,
you say more like, but silver hair, gold eyes, not very similar.
But like, definitely humanoid versus
more similar than.
Mecha
You're
Man.
technically humanoid too, so shut up.
Yeah, I'm a Mecha Man though.
You're mine. Shut up. Do as your master commands.
I mean, beyond the humans that I saw before I saw Benwin, like the ones that I saw getting onto the caravan and everything, Benwin's one of the first humans I've ever seen. Like, I've only seen humans, like, in this whole journey so far.
You've studied like you saw in a book.
Yeah, that, like,
somewhere at some point.
I probably don't know much about Warforged or Assimar, but I mean, humans I've definitely read about in a book. But that's about it. I might have heard about Warforged because of their, existence in the Tear, but I never really minded much about the Tear. It seemed like more of a fictional tale than anything that mattered to me. But now that we're here, well, there has been something that has been kind of weighing on my curiosity. Ben, please tell me you still have the letter.
I do. He would. I forgot to mention it when you did your magic.
Retcon that out.
It was my bad.
No, I'm not worried about that. I'm worried. I want to.
Yeah, he's gonna pull it out and like hold it or put it. I guess hold it because there's no table to put it on anymore. And kind of just hold it and stare at it for a second.
I kind of want to rip this this moss bandage off and just see what is going on in there.
The envelope is actually not even sealed, you notice, looking at it.
Oh, Ben, when you scamp.
No, like, it hasn't been torn either. It just never was.
Like, I believe that Benwin tried to sneak his way into it and got in.
I don't think a normal human who is not magically adept can open a magically sealed envelope. Out of character.
Yeah, Sheriff doesn't know.
That's why I said out of character.
Oh, Benwin, you scamp. So what does it say?
And at this point, he's going to pull it out for the first time.
Okay, maybe it's not so hard to open.
It is kind of magically encoded. It reads as gibberish. There's some kind of code here that
What if I could attempt?
You can make an Arcana check.
I'm proficient, but it's still only a +2 because my intelligence isn't great.
It's the only that's the reason that you're making the Arcana check and nobody else is. 'Cause nobody else would even know where to start.
Mine's -1.
I have +2 Arcana.
But are you proficient?
Nope.
There you go. It's just a matter of you may be able to piece something together, but in a case like this, you would look at it and just be like, okay, it's a magic letter.
But to be fair, Dallin, it is a coded message.
Yeah, and you were planning on taking that feat. You haven't taken it yet.
Well, yeah, but I do have a fascination with the things.
Yeah. But even I mean, that's high enough. It's encoded with a high level spell.
So
would-
basically, you could look at it and be like, "Wow, a coded message, cool." I don't know how to decode it.
But at this
assume-
point, Brandon has only discerned that it is going to be impossible for anyone in this current group to decode.
So while Benwin is showing it to Andrea, I'm visibly sitting on my hands, just like anxiously waiting. So anything? And
Pause for suspense.
why
Still
would you say
pausing.
that? Oh, okay.
I'm not actually saying that. No.
I can't tell because you don't have an RP voice.
No. Because I'm not playing a woman.
Oh, all right. Well, I guess that's another one that can't do anything for me. So might I ask, does it have an address as to where it's supposed to go?
Ben pulls out the envelope again, and it's just blank.
So, since it has nowhere to go, and we can't read it, then what's it matter who holds on to it? All right, I
mean, I
guess
don't-
we're all in agreement. I will take charge of it. And I hold out my hand for it.
Ben will hand it to you because at this point he does trust you more than most people in this room.
Oh, I can't wait
It's
until
immediate
I
looting corpses.
can't wait
Look, I'm a
until I figure
survivalist.
out this bad boy.
And
I was
he's gonna
trying to
like as
expand
he's
my knowledge of magic. But when I looted the magic guy.
handing it to you, he's basically gonna be like, "We have to take this and present it to the city guard or the council of rulers at Ladia, something. We can't let this kind of just slip by."
Okay. Is there any chance that I could maybe request that they show me what they do with it? Would that be overreaching? I don't know how your group works.
That would be a matter of what it says, I guess. If it's a national security matter, they might not just be willing to give that information out to anyone.
All right, so, asking won't get me in trouble. Good to know.
I mean, I think the best case scenario we could do is possibly do something, try and make a name for ourselves around town, and that way maybe be able to be privileged with that information.
Oh, okay.
And that might be a better approach than just asking and hoping.
All right, well, we're here. How will we make a name for ourselves?
Starting with tasks on quest boards.
Oh, well, what if we became holy men like that guy whose name we now know? He has a name for himself.
I mean, not the kind of name that would get him access to a ladder like this.
Oh, right, 'cause he's dead. Gotcha.
That
Good
doesn't
call,
help.
good call. So we want a name for ourselves, but not death.
That's a good rule of thumb. As he pats Shurov on the shoulder.
You know, that reminds me of an old friend of mine back in my clan. They had quite the name for themselves. They would always take off their pants and dance on the tables in the bar, and it was quite a sight to see. But, no one actually wanted to see it, so the name they got for themselves wasn't too great. But where we're going, do they have bars by any chance?
They do.
Hmm.
He says with concern.
Well, we've already got a member that's not wearing pants, so that's just one less step to us getting a name for ourselves.
Ben was gonna sigh.
Well,
Don't we literally have 3 people in our party who aren't wearing pants?
oh yeah, I'm not wearing pants, am I?
I don't know what
I
I'm wearing
suppose.
under my robes.
I mean, well, no, you guys have to check to find out.
On what you're wearing?
Yes.
Do we have to
I'm
roll
not,
for that?
I'm not ruining the mystery.
Are you telling me we
Just don't
can't
want-
visibly see what you're wearing
I assume
all
it's
the time?
Under
No,
the rope.
under.
Yeah. Underwear. Anyways, unless anyone else has a point of order, I think we figured out our next steps to getting a name for ourselves, so maybe I look out the window to see had a random hiccup. Look out the window to see kind of like where the sun's at. It's dark,
Didn't we
right?
board
It
up
would
all the
be-
windows?
Probably
you
not
don't
completely.
cover up
Cracks.
windows when you board them up.
Yeah.
I mean, one of them's covered with a door.
One of
You
them does
didn't
have a
break
door
that
in the
door
way.
down to boards?
No, I told you I literally just put the door over the window.
Okay.
The windows already didn't open though.
Well, yeah, but
You
like
can just break the window.
boarding them up.
Yeah, hypothetically,
of.
if we bust through a window easier than
Yeah. Well, anyways, so it's like it's dark now. It's definitely sleepy time, right?
yeah, it would be sleepy time.
All right. Well, it's time for a sleepy time drink for me, and I'm going off to Betty Bye. I say as I waltz over here, taking a swig from my keg, and then just lay down.
Okay, and then I go over here to keep watch.
And as I'm laid down, I covertly cast Goodberry.
Benwin's gonna lay there, get a fire started in the hearth.
I like how the blind person's keeping watch.
What?
Blind in the dark. Logan said she's keeping watch. She's blind
Yeah, but
in
they'll
the
have
dark.
to
You could
walk
light a
right
torch.
fucking through me.
She can also light a torch.
That is
Here.
the only entrance, as that is our only exit.
Also, there's no door there now, and he's lighting a fire, so
There is a door there.
no.
No, the door's
Here.
there.
Yeah,
Oh. Okay, so.
he has a point. There would absolutely be just enough light coming through there that you'd be able to see. And I mean, you also have to think the door is opening literally a foot away from her face.
Probably into her face.
Yeah, it would open inwards. So if she's standing right up against the door, like there's
She could stand in between
No
both
way.
of them. They'd have to
there's
hit her.
just no way anybody could sneak in unless they went, between the cracks. But
Yeah, I mean, they would have to move like 300 pounds of metal and wood.
Oh, I've dropped 20,000 frames.
wow,
That's a lot of frames.
Yeah, only 7.2% though.
When we take a long rest,
What?
we just get fully healed, right?
Yeah, everything comes back. You are
Gotcha.
fresh.
So are we done the long rest now?
Logan, make perception rolls. Give me 4.
For shit.
Well, usually you do 4 watches, so I'm just gonna do the equivalent of
Well, wouldn't it be less watches since we only have one person staying up that doesn't need to sleep? So there's less time
Plus
slept.
3.
Yeah, but I'm still going to do the same number of perception rolls.
All right.
Just like divide the night into quarters.
What? Hold on. Is there I don't think there's a way to do this. That's
Just roll
not...
4d20 and he'll just have to look at each of them.
Yeah.
That's fine, yeah.
Plus
That's
your
not a big deal.
perception modifier. Whatever that
What's
is.
your perception modifier?
3.
Oh, God. A crit failed. A crit.
What is with you, Logan?
Right?
You've critted
This is
like
the second
10
time I've
times.
critted and crit failed together.
I critted on a perception check, too. But yeah, but the
This
other one
is
didn't
true.
count, Logan.
Yeah, the other one was worthless.
That it's true. That didn't count, but it's still funny.
Well, this one counts. Whoop-de-doo.
Both of them count. Hopefully nothing happens in the
So-
first part of the watch, because she won't notice shit.
Nothing happens. It was an uneventful night. You kind of get the feeling from the fact that even while walking up to this hunting cabin, there's some kind of like with what the cult was doing was kind of giving off some kind of aura that animals kind of, you know how they can sense things sometimes when it's not visible or a thing.
Yeah.
So animals kind of tended to avoid this place. So another uneventful night. You wake up, everybody is fine.
Nice.
Good morning and good berry to you, Ben.
He will take it and thank you.
Good morning and good berry to you, Andrea.
Sure. Which means I'll take one, too. But not say anything about it.
Good morning and good berry to
No,
me.
thank you.
He
What?
said
Oh.
You're just mumbling to
Why did
yourself,
you
no
walk
thank you.
over to me?
This
Aha!
is the exit. We're leaving today.
He made you assume, and you confused yourself.
What?
He did get you.
Got him.
I'm confused. Anyways, let's move on, I guess. Ben, I guess you lead the way.
Yep, I will do that. So head outside. It is kind of still early in the morning. It's like, since you don't have to actually prepare a breakfast, you can leave right after you wake up. So like 8 o'clock. Sun is just starting to rise. You get started on nailing the boards back to the or nailing the boards to the doorway and blocking everything off, and head out. And at this point, I'm not quite designing an entire map for a city, so you get white screen.
I
Oh.
see. A
Well,
white
I guess
spot.
white square.
If there's if there's an
Well-
actual map for the city, like if
Ish.
it's
Kind of
a,
a retarded square.
it's 2 squares in 1. Now it's 3 squares. Oh wait,
Well,
that's
More
oh,
of a rectangle. Oh,
it's
I don't
tit.
even know what to call that
Ooh.
shape.
it's a penis.
No, I tell you what, it's definitely not that.
Well, you haven't seen under my robe.
Are you sure? I could have snuck a peek.
What?
You never snuck.
What?
Excuse.
Just skis.
You gonna roll a stealth check there, or
No.
Do Loxodons have like elephant penises or like humanoid penises?
Well, let me tell you, Logan. If he had found out, he would be rolling 1d6 of damage. As it fell
Anyway.
on his face.
anyway?
The penis, that is. Are we still supposed to see white?
Anyway. Yes,
There's a little bit of shit in the corner there. Oh, you got it.
I
No,
really
still a
can't.
little
bit.
I really can't do any more than this. Like
Okay.
it's just a problem with the way that it works.
I'll be right back real quick.
Yeah, I was
Parents-
thinking now might actually be a good time to take a short break.
Because my
Hey.
parents came back with food. So food time.
Wow.
KFC.
All right.
So we'll be back in just a few minutes.
All right. I fully expect there to be a entire city map when we return.
Yeah, there better be.
Good luck with your expectations. do it again, and I will absolutely mute you.
No, what will happen is she will be out of this call, and Walker really will be Andrea's machination.
Yeah.
You made me laugh when I was drinking. I almost died.
Good.
That was the hope.
Because when I laughed,
no one
it
cares.
like activated the carbonation in the Coke, and it started fizzing in my mouth. I almost died.
Activated it.
It activated it.
So just to be clear,
Turned it on.
we're supposed to just see a very powerful screen right now, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Right now, it's just I'm going to describe things.
This is the most powerful city I've ever seen.
So, you walk back, taking the small forest path through, down to the main path, and then from there heading straight south. A little bit of world information there if you pay attention.
Attention.
Yes, that. So you head south, down, walking for about half a day. So by the time everything is all told, after reattaching, or not reattaching, but after barricading the door, walking down the small forest path, and then walking south towards the city, it is about probably 5 o'clock by the time you finally break free of the forest and see Galadia. At that point, kind of Benwin stop, just kind of takes in the sight for a second. For some reason, once again, you figure that he's a little bit superstitious and a little bit odd. Because he just kind of stops and stares for a second. Galadia is a fortress that you can tell is much older than the shanty town that surrounds it. It is very much a hub of trade. See a port on the opposite side of the city from you, which has all sorts and sizes of ships. A couple of them are currently leaving, you can see, heading off in a couple different directions. A couple of them are actually coming in, taking to port. And when you look, you can also you're on a bit of a plain, so you're still probably half a kilometer from the start of the surrounding shanty town. So you can see out a good distance, and you can see that there are also roads heading off in some other cardinal directions, presumably to other large towns. One of them actually has a caravan similar to yours, but less explosive, arriving. Kind of from all of this hustle and bustle, you can take that this is very much a trading center.
How do we know
This
it's
is
less
kind of
explosive? We didn't know ours was explosive to begin with either.
less exploded.
There you go.
So when you look towards the castle proper at the center of the shanty town, kind of, you can, just looking at it, you can see that some of it has crumbled and some of it has been repaired here and there. And everything does look better maintained than you might expect from what you've seen in other towns as well.
Okay.
Like, you can tell this is a place where it is defensible. Despite it kind of looking a little run down and a little crumbly, it is a castle.
So in the shanty town surrounding it, does is there any like establishment that kind of looks like a bar?
There are several.
I would like to go to the closest one that I first noticed. Just kind of like wander off if no one's following me.
Benwin would follow you annoyed because you have the letter.
I mean, he
I don't
can
know what
say
anybody else would do.
something.
He would kind of think twice about it and be kind of unsure.
All right, I don't.
Nobody else has opinions on this.
Yeah, I don't know what the quiet two are doing.
Meh.
So
I'm also mad and still eating.
You're both just standing there on the road.
Bless you.
Meh isn't an action, so I assume you've just shut down and are now a lifeless husk.
You're replicating Logan's sleep cycles.
I don't know what to do. There's so many possibilities.
I guess I'll
Then
follow.
choose. All right.
I mean, I suppose I can just follow you.
All right, I'm going into the bar. Anything special I see there?
Nothing in particular. It's just kind of a seedy, drafty, rundown looking.
Is it more of a tavern or a bar?
I mean, it's kind of hard to tell.
Oh.
Like, you've got. It feels like it's trying to appeal to all crowds. Because it is one of the first ones that you see as you enter the building or enter the shantytown. And so it kind of tries to draw everybody in, and in doing so, kind of fails at everything.
I'm going to go up to the actual counter. Is there a bartender?
Is a bartender, yes.
All right. Do you have any specials here in this town of Gillette? Anything that could be the best a man could get?
The barkeep is going to look at you very confused by the Gillette comment or the mispronunciation of Galadia. And we have ale and we have the strong stuff.
Well, are either of those particular to this city? Are they specials?
I mean, the strong stuff is served at a few taverns around here. I don't know that it's a specialty.
Huh. Do you know of any kind of brewmasters around here? Anyone that serves the that distributes all the alcohol to you guys? Anyone that has any real care for the art?
Rich and pretentious, huh? You're gonna want to go into the castle.
Oh.
At that point, he kind of rudely turns and starts serving another customer who wasn't even really asking for it. Not entirely ending conversation, but just kind of discouraging it. Like he is visibly annoyed that you seem to think that what he has is not good enough.
Oh, well, thanks for the information. For your trouble, I'd like to try something. What do you accept in trade?
Coin.
Well, I don't have much in the way of coin. I do bring a cask with me. Would you maybe trade a drink for a drink?
He's gonna kind of look skeptically at you.
I understand. I'm
Give-
sorry.
Give me a persuasion roll.
Oh, jeez.
It's just see how genuine does this offer feel?
Okay.
Excuse me.
It feels middling. It's a 10.
Yeah. He looks at you and I'll give you a glass of ale for a glass of what you got.
All right, this is the Goodberry gin that I've been working on for a while. Turned out rather decent, I suppose. And I pour him a healthy glass.
And he'll pour you just a little bit less than what you poured him. Not a huge amount, not super noticeable, but there is a little bit less in there.
All right, and I assume he poured me ale.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. I drink it. How is it?
No. They get their batches in daily. It's not great. It's really not great. You had tasted better when you were just getting started. Like when you were making.
This is quite a refined taste. It's been fermenting for a while, I can tell.
It's been.
This is quite the flavor. I can't quite finish it all. I have somewhere to be, but thank you so much for this.
Give me a roll plus 5.
$21.
He takes a drink of yours, what you give him, and he's actually really impressed. Like, to the point where it is as soon as he takes a drink, he is visibly like, oh shit, this is good.
Yeah. And I know it tastes really good, but it's a sipper. You don't want to chug it down. It'll hit you.
So at this point, he's going to write you a short letter of like kind of his recommendation or his endorsement for you to actually talk to some of the
So a letter of
more...
introduction.
Yeah, yes, that's what I'm looking for. He's going to write you a letter of introduction to some of the higher up brewers in town who actually focus on specialty stuff.
Oh. And if anything good comes of this, maybe I'll sell you a brew at a discount. Get coin in my pocket and some more of this goodness for you. Thank you, sir.
I look forward to the arrangement. See what we can
Aye.
do.
And with that,
Oh, okay.
No, you can do what you want to do.
Well, I was gonna ask the barkeep for a shot of oil.
He's just going to give you a look and then look at Sharav and be like, keep your machine in check. And once again, go back to the same customer that he at first ignored Sharav with, who still doesn't really need anything. They're still, on the same glass of
Machination, can I talk to you outside?
Uh-huh.
All right. So we leave earshot of the bartender completely, all the way out of his establishment so he can't even see us. You understand that I care about this, right?
Okay.
Well, okay. Well, I guess it was just a bumble. I'm full of those, so I understand. Let's move on then, I guess, unless you have anything in particular you're looking out for.
No.
Sharav is quick to forgive.
What about forget?
An
Never
elephant never
forgets.
forgets, Brandon.
So
So-
I
But he's not an elephant.
Benwin sighs and he's like, okay, to the gates now.
I look at the letter while, following Benwin, and does it like tell me where to go, or is it literally just a letter to someone I'm supposed to find?
You can decipher no information from it.
Is it addressed to someone specific?
Whoever it is encoded.
It has the bartender's name though, right?
Oh, the
Oh,
letter
that
you're
one.
talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm
yeah,
just like, holy
sorry,
shit,
I was really-
there's
I
like
was-
a secret society of brewmasters. This is awesome.
No, that letter is basically just he in surprisingly neat handwriting, than you'd expect from the gruff man who kind of was an asshole.
Oh, he was
Is it like
alright.
middle school girl handwriting?
Not quite as flowy, more efficient, but yeah,
He had good taste.
clean lines. Basically it says like, this I have sampled this person's wares, and they were of exceptional taste, yada yada. Consider speaking to them and sharing knowledge and seeing, if they can consistently do this. They being you,
Weird that they wrote yada yada in a letter.
right?
It's barkeep jargon.
But it is very like professional and slightly skeptical, but at the same time you get a hint of optimism from reading it, like they hope that this is what you can consistently pump out.
All right, and they
Or
wrote
the
it to
barkeep
someone.
hopes it's basically the Brewers Guild in the city.
Okay, and that should be easy enough for me to find, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
you will be able to find. It's not anything hidden or kind of. And as you notice, you can tell why the barkeep kind of thought what he thought, because as you get closer to the gates, the clothes steadily get fancier and fancier. And it's kind of very much a gradient of wealth from the inside of the walls all the way to the outside of the shantytown. And
It is interesting that that he thought I was rich. I mean, maybe because I do keep my cask clean, but the rest of me is pretty filthy.
mostly just the fact that what you were asking is kind of for richer tastes.
Yeah. Guess so. That's all I know, man.
He didn't necessarily see money on you, but
'Cause I
what you
didn't
were
have any.
yeah. But what you were looking for is very it is something that the inner city produces, and there is kind of a somewhat perceived rift between, because there's a very, very clear wealth gap between people
Mhm.
inside the walls and people closer to the walls and people all the way on the outside who work day to day for food.
God, I'm getting strong vibes from this. This is giving me heebie-jeebies. All right.
Nobody seems necessarily unhappy. Like, it's not like one pitchfork away from a revolt. But at the same time, it's like you can tell that the people on the edges of the shanty town who live in hovels wish they were on the inside of the wall.
And let me guess, the people on the inside of the wall pretend like the shantytown doesn't exist and would rather it didn't exist.
Not necessarily, actually, because when you arrive towards the gate, there's actually a lineup of people,
Oh.
kind of waiting to go inside, and it
And these
looks like the guards are taking tolls at the gate.
Looks like
okay.
Mr. Poor Man's not getting in.
So there's I'm with a guard, dude. There's they're like the people that are going in, do they look like they're they belong in the shanty town?
There's a bit of a mix. Some of the people are pretty well dressed. Some of the people are um, not so well dressed or have just come from working
So
are going in.
the ones that look a little bit more drab, are they carrying anything? Like anything that looks like, I don't know, they collected from
Could you repeat that? It cut out.
anything that they might have collected from the slums and are maybe bringing in to sell or whatever.
There's, I wouldn't say collected. There's some hand carved figurines and
Okay.
kind of what you would expect to be finer wares that might not sell as much in the shanty town because people don't need them for living, but they're going inside and they're paying this toll so that they can sell this and make more money off of it. Kind of idea of like, this isn't a thing. You can tell some of them probably have been working on these figurines for a while and like kind of saving them up as they were working outside, and then now they're going in with this bundle of whatever they have that they're proud of, that they feel like is worth something, and they're basically just targeting a different audience with it.
Okay. I noticed that they're taking a toll, and I looked to Ben and I kind of just mumbled to him like I wasn't aware that they were going to charge for entry. I haven't a coin.
He kind of laughs in a slightly exasperated way. He's like, I heard the exchange with the barkeep. I know. It's fine. I mean, you're with me, so you kind of have a free pass on guard business.
Oh, well, make sure as we pass you leave a good word so that I can get in and out for free continually. Eh?
I bet you it's only like a copper or two to get in. All
I
right,
don't-
is that an actual? I forget what the currencies are. Yeah, copper,
have
then
some
silver.
Copper is
coins.
one of
I
the
just
currencies.
I
Yeah.
don't understand it. I don't even know what coins I have. Like, I assume at one point we're gonna roll for whatever I have, but like I don't understand currency at all.
I have 6 total.
Yeah.
I don't know what
I mean, if you want
I
to
have
roll to try
64
and
gold.
You are fucking rich. Fucking rangers. They start with so much.
no, she's been looting everything.
I've been looting everything.
I thought
and
you
I'm a
only got,
folk
like-
hero.
6 or 5 of
Yeah.
them.
Also, gold is the main thing that you'll actually deal with because everything else is basically worthless.
And then you gotta start exchanging
Fucking
them.
Republic
Copper-
credits.
Copper probably won't even come up that much. Like, it's literally like dealing
Electrum!
in pennies. Electrum will probably not come up at all.
I hate Electrum pieces. It's so dumb. I hate it.
Gold and platinum, however, will be the main things you guys deal with. Occasionally silver, but Benwin kind of again laughs and is like, well, I can maybe you'd probably be allowed in for as long as the investigation is going on to figure out what's happening. But if you want permanent entry, you're gonna have to earn it.
I get you. We could always head back to that bar and get a little dancing on the table.
Bet you we'll figure out
I
what's
have
under
a
the rope
job.
then.
Oh,
I am a guard, remember. I have a paycheck.
Yeah. Oh, yes, of course. Sorry. This is the first time that Ben has ever like really talked back to Sharav.
You notice he's feeling a little bit more comfortable in a place where he feels at home.
Yeah, Sharav is feeling less of a leader now and more of a he's just gonna follow Ben and let Ben take the lead after that one.
DM or take the lead.
you
Just supposed to be
had
some
it-
jackass lackey to take a few hits and give you little tidbits of information when you need it, damn it.
He started becoming
Yeah,
leader
but
once Sharav turned into a spider because I couldn't illuminate the spider. So that's
I
when he
mean,
became leader.
we could have discussed that I kept my robes on as the spider, but I decided against it. Because that is one of the options. It's like the DM rules whether or not your clothing stays on or what.
I guess it depends how your robes fit.
Yeah, no, I just
I don't think
figured
it would
have
really
them
work.
absorb into the shape.
That's 90% of the time going to be the easier thing to do.
Yeah. Like another option is having them drop on the ground. It's like, what? No. I don't want that.
I don't know why you'd ever want. I really don't.
That way, when you come out of the shape, if you're not staying on clothes, you're naked.
That
Well,
too.
even then, you would still be naked because you have to finish
Wait a
shifting
second.
to turn them back.
How scalable do the walls of this place look?
Oh God, you're
Oh,
gonna get
God.
yourself killed.
I mean,
why would anyone kill a squirrel?
Oh, squirrel.
they don't look easy to scale.
Like no trees getting close or anything.
Everything's been cut down. Like it's
Damn,
just
damn.
the shanty town, and the shanty town is at highest a third of the height of the walls.
What level am I able to turn into something that can fly?
Like higher
Not yet.
than
Eighth.
because swimming's the next.
8th, right? 4 is swimming.
Mm-hmm. God damn, it's so far away.
It is very far away.
All right.
But yeah, you look at the walls, and with your expertise, you know that these walls are created magically to be very difficult to assail.
Oh,
There's
Sail.
some patchwork sections that you might be able to climb, but none of them go from a point of access to the top.
Oh man. The damn flying snake. I was hoping that it didn't actually fly, but it does actually fly.
Yeah, I've seen those in my campaign in the Tomb of Annihilation. Also, be careful what you drink, because in that one there was a drink that you drank, and if you failed the con saving throw, you were knocked out.
There doesn't look to be
Nice.
a not
Yeah.
giant spider.
Become a little
Not
tiny,
turn into a spider.
accidentally get stepped on, and instantly die.
Well,
I mean,
it
you'd
won't get
pop back
stepped-
out. You'd pop out of wild shape.
Yeah, I would pop into wild shape, climb the wall, pop out.
No, I meant accidentally get stepped on as a tiny spider. Instantly.
Who's standing on the walls?
You're not. You're
No,
gonna be
like, you
instantly
turn-
on the wall
Yeah,
when you turn into a spider.
I'm gonna throw myself at the wall, turn into a spider.
That's an interesting view to see.
But
People would be very upset if they caught you.
You're running at a wall as a giant elephant. They're gonna see you turn into a spider.
look, I'm a wily guy that tends to go with his first ideas. All right.
Oh, we can tell.
So as you get to the front of this lineup, kind of Benwin steps up, like, and the guards recognize him immediately, and we're like, "You were due a day and a half or 2 days ago. Why why are you just getting back now? And so he kind of gives the short rundown of like, bandits attacked, there was an explosion, we have to go talk to people higher up. And so guards let you through.
And
No
while
issues.
he's doing that, I kind of, show off the envelope in my hand and say, I have a letter for the Pope.
And the two guards kind of look at you, and Ben's like, don't, just don't. And the guards usher you through so they can take money from the next person.
Ah, see, if I just hold a letter up and say it's for the Pope, they'll let me right through.
Don't expect that to work again.
No. I just have to do it every time I pass through with you, and then I'll have a name for myself.
The fucking crazy guy. Fucking crazy elephant.
See, part of it is staying in their mind. They're gonna talk about me at the barracks later, then all of them will know. I'm with you, even when I'm not. Remember?
Okay.
It's just a series of sighs that progressively just get longer.
From, I think, all of us, actually.
Yeah.
Not just Benwin. Actually, I don't know if a robot can sigh.
I don't really sigh.
The robot just goes,
Just sound of some grinding gears or something, maybe.
just keeps doing that. Oh, and as we passed them, the guards, I offered them some good berries.
They said no because they're like, they don't trust it, and they're like, we're on duty, we can't risk taking anything from anybody that's not.
I understand. I have a cask. I didn't offer that to you.
They just kind of wave you through. Like, they'll just kind of keep waving you through until you actually move.
Oh, and friendly people, always waving.
Fucking Loxodon blocking the gate. Like 10 people are waiting behind you trying to get through.
It's like the old guy at the register.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm not sure where to go. If I'm taking lead, I'm just gonna look out and try to find the most Pope-like building.
Pope-like papal?
It's, I mean, pretty easy to tell where the leaders would reside. There's a keep in the center. Ish.
Is that like the lightest colored building though? Like, is there by any chance a building that's like kind of almost white?
Not really.
Racist.
Those buildings are a little bit more difficult to maintain, and a lot of the techniques to dye the stonework have been forgotten.
Oh, well, I could help them with that.
But on a
Mr.
massive
fucking
scale.
Stonework.
It's a little. You would know how to do it, and you'd be good at it, but it would take a lot of time and energy to do it on such a massive scale that it would be
All right.
almost prohibitively expensive for somebody to do.
Okay.
And it's on with no money.
So I'm going to go towards the obvious place while keeping an eye out for anything that seems Brewmaster's Guildish.
You would not see, like, the Brewmasters Guild. Ben will tell you, he's like, the Brewmasters are past this building, closer to the docks. We will go there soon, I promise.
Oh, no, I was just trying to get the lay of the land. Yes, I know where we're going. I checked the letter of introduction again to see Was it dated?
It was. It was like signed and dated.
With like today's date?
Yeah.
Shit, that means I can't like put it off.
Damn
Damn it. Alright. Yeah, I'm just walking toe to toe towards the obvious place to go.
Okay. So when you get there, pretty much you walk in past the guards. Benwin once again kind of talks his way through it and is like, got important things to do, yada yada. And everybody once again commenting on the fact that he was due 2 days ago. Where's the entire everybody?
By the third time it starts to get commented on, I finish the guy's sandwich.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
the guard is like, who the fuck are you?
Nice
Not
sandwich.
doesn't say it, but like visibly the look he gives you is undeniably and even you can interpret it as like, who are you?
Well, it's like the pinky finger not talking to the pointer.
What the fuck is he saying?
It's like the
guy's
left
crazy.
hand not talking to the right. Because yeah, whatever, it's a saying.
What?
I don't need to explain it to you. Like,
I've never heard that before.
the non-shut-ins know that that's a saying, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Good.
So you get kind of waved through and then finally stopped before a very ornate set of doors that you can only really assume lead to the king's audience chamber or something of the sort. They are.
Oh, we're just going to waltz right up to the Pope. Interesting.
I like how
Then-
Hannah's in streamers all by herself.
Out comes a very richly dressed, plump man who is wearing more golden thread in his clothing than most people are going to be wearing or going to be seeing in their entire lives.
That must be the king. Or someone important enough.
Did you say
He
No.
also Hannah says fuck you, Brendan.
What the fuck? Why me? Oh,
'Cause
that's right. She's watching.
she's watching the stream. So the man, you notice that Benwin doesn't bow, which kind of is the first indication that this is not actually the king. And he introduces himself as Malavesto, and he is the steward to the king. It's hard to tell from the amount of finery he wears. He has more rings than he has fingers, doubling up on more than one. And he stops you before the doors and basically says, no, the king is doing more important things than speaking to the likes of you. Just a guard, a caravan guard, and whatever you are.
I've learned better than to just speak my mind at this point, I feel. You know, for a short reprieve from it at least.
You can tell that this is a man who he holds power and wields it like a club.
I say hello and hold out my hand, palm facing out, with a tiny, almost non-noticeable good berry in it.
Okay, give me a sleight of hand roll and a charisma roll. Or persuasion.
Sleight of hand. How do I do that? Oh, there it is. All right.
Dex skill.
Yeah. Sleight of hand is this one. And then the other one was a
Persuasion.
persuasion. All right, it's the same thing.
Oh.
Oof.
You are so
I'm
bad.
So, not only does he notice the berry that you try and palm very smoothly,
Oh, I wasn't trying to be smooth. I just didn't point it out. I'm offering him a berry in my mind. I'm just
so he notices it, doesn't really approve, and also just kind of doesn't trust your handshake. Like,
I don't know what
he looks at you very. He thinks it's a handshake. He looks at you very
I'm well
suspiciously
aware.
and doesn't trust you.
On the meta level, I'm well aware that he thinks it's a handshake. I was hoping he wouldn't notice the berry that in Sheriff's mind he's offering a berry. I was hoping he wouldn't notice the berry and would shake my hand. And I
Nope.
would just be super confused. But alas, good berry.
He noticed. And so basically he kind of just looks very suspiciously at you and he's like, why are you trying to bother the king?
Oh,
Why do you think you're that important?
I was looking for the Pope.
He pointedly ignores you and looks at Benwin.
I just pocket the good berry.
I was gonna say,
So
you
Benwin
said he's
kind
looking
of-
at Ben Wentz, so it's the ball's in your court.
Yeah, while nobody else is speaking, so
I don't speak very often,
yeah.
I really only speak when spoken to.
like a good robot pet should.
So damn.
Or like a soldier.
Benwin explains the whole situation in more detail than he gave to the soldiers. From the way he speaks to this man, you can tell that the steward is very short-tempered and very very much.
Does he describe us to him?
What do you mean by describe?
Like, explain my behavior at least.
He'd kind of write it off, yeah.
Okay. So, all right.
Basically, yeah, he'd give short introductions for all of you. And Sharov's would be more of an excuse and an apology than anything. Like, I don't know if you've ever heard somebody apologize as an introduction. That's what it is.
Like that's how I introduce myself half the time. So, as Sharov, he half the time apologizes for himself.
So the steward, still kind of skeptical, takes the letter and looks at it.
The letter that I hold out to him because I'm the one who has
Oh,
it.
you have it, yeah.
Yeah, I hold it out to him.
Benwin gestures to you and says, "Give him the letter."
All right,
Whatever.
I give him the.
He gingerly takes it from you without touching you.
No, I give him the letter of introduction.
The wrong
Oh
one.
God.
God damn it, Psych says!
The steward takes it, looks at it, looks at Benwin and is like, is this a joke? And then Benwin immediately catching on, like surprisingly quicker than you expect him to, looks back at Sharov and is like, the important letter.
That was important to him, though.
I do a half whisper, half yell, and I say, "But it's for the Pope."
Give him the letter. Trust me. He will make sure that it gets figured out and read.
Okay, I hand him
He
the
is the
letter with
person.
my other hand open for my letter back. Like, I'm full on handing him the letter, but I'm also holding my hand
Yeah,
open for it.
the steward would hand you back your letter. I mean, he doesn't want anything to do with it. And
Man,
take-
I would have laughed so hard if he had just ripped up that fucking
Oh,
letter.
I was so scared. I couldn't let the joke go by, but I was so scared.
thought about it for a second, but I mean, the man's not an asshole. He's just, or he's not spiteful. He's just kind of,
Irritated.
yeah. Like so far, Sykes hasn't done anything to actually piss him off, or else, yeah. That if he would have shaken Sykes's hand and gotten the good berry on himself, that letter would have been shreds.
I've just been trying. Sure, it's just been trying to be so generous to this guy.
Oh, I know.
He doesn't understand.
Oh,
He's like a
God.
puppy.
That letter either would have been in shreds, or we wouldn't have even made it that far. I don't know which yet.
Sharav probably would have known better at that point.
This is probably true. So, hands back your letter after taking the other letter. Like, did one of those things where it's like takes the one that he wants and then gives you yours.
Yeah,
To make sure that no more games.
Oh, I just noticed I have a spot for wild shape to keep track of that. I thought I didn't have. Nice.
Nice.
Sorry.
Which you do have your full number.
Yeah.
Okay. So he takes the letter, looks at it, learns as much as you guys did by looking at it, puts it in a back pocket, like safely in a pocket, and says, "Okay." Benwin, back to your wherever you report to. The rest of you, don't cause any trouble. And then turns and walks away.
Sir, may I ask what's going to become of that letter?
He kind of sighs a little bit, and Benwin also is like tensing up and like pre-cringing. Well, we're going to have the court mage look at it, decode it, and figure out who sent it, to who, and why.
May I meet this court page?
God.
Those fucking elephant ears.
I don't even know who you are.
I
If
can
you were
tell you-
somebody important, then it might be a different story. But so far, there's no reason for us to show you or to even really talk to you after this.
Well then I must ask what
And
is
he's
his
actually
name?
going to turn and leave at this point. And Benwin is going to look at you like, okay, stop.
All right, we'll talk another
done.
time.
He's done.
So now
Well-
it's pretty obvious what you got to do, Sykes. You got to become the best brewer in the city, and
That
then
went
maybe
well.
they'll listen to you.
Just like, oh, state secrets. Who should we share this with? The brewer.
I didn't ask him for secrets. I asked him to meet the guy who can decode things.
Yeah, but he didn't take it that way. It doesn't come across to him that way because, I mean, at this point, he's holding something that could very well be a threat to the city that he is in charge of, or in charge of helping run.
Man,
So he is very concerned and preoccupied.
at a meta level, I am pretty peeved with Ben. I told him I wanted to know what happens with the letter, and he just didn't even like smooth it over for me. What a
Yeah.
guy. What a guy. After all I've done to him, after how much I've mentored him.
After those 2 berries you gave him.
Keeps them regular. Actually, I've given him 3 berries.
Is it only been like 2 days?
Sounds,
Yeah, but I brought him back
yeah.
to consciousness with a berry.
Oh.
What has it been? This actually might be a good time to wrap it up. As Benwin turns and says to you, you have kind of the run of the city. Right now, I'm going to be taking Sama's effects back to the church and seeing what can be done with those, and then heading back to my post at the guard. You guys can accompany me to the church, but after that, you have kind of run of the city.
Well, what's the point of going to the church? I mean, we don't have the letter for the Pope anymore.
Paying your respects to the dead.
Oh, okay. I mean, death is for some, but
He's gonna get a sigh and turn and come with me if you want. And we'll end it there. Okay. Thank you, everybody who watched. Hope to see you next time. Bye-bye.